Wow. We're back. Hello. How's everybody doing? Once again, we are posting. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone has been doing well since yesterday. I am actually on time this time, so we're not going live in the middle of the fucking thing starting. Yes. Exciting. Another night of RNC. This night, actually, I know I'm actually on time. I'll start with this very interesting little tidbit about the RNC. And one of the speakers today, if my fucking window capture would work on the Chrome browser. There we go. An RNC speaker set to appear tonight urged her supporters to research an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory about a global Jewish plot to enslave the Goyim. So yeah, is that so it's gonna be a wild night, folks. It's gonna be a wild night. I would say that we love to see it ironically, but I don't even feel comfortable doing that because this is literally just a Nazi conspiracy. It's like the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. So we have the CIA, or what was it? The CIA files tweeting out the Protocols of the Elders of Zion without context. And now we have one of the speakers for the RNC, base FBI, sorry, not CIA, a speaker of the RNC, tweeting out, yeah, it's a bit of a weird champ, I'm going to say. I'm going to call that a weird champ. That's going to be the official stream take on that one. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. What's this? Highlighted message. That's going to be a yikes for me. I love France, 0 out of 10. Do not love France. Well, do not approve of the YouTube message or the YouTube video sent. Um, oh yeah, I'm kind of done with Twitter as well. So that doesn't affect streaming at all or any of the streaming schedule. I'll continue streaming like I normally do. But yeah, I don't like Twitter. I'm just done with it. It's not. I don't enjoy it. Um, we saw this before, I think, right?
Tom!
You need this. I agree. No, I tweet on my private.
Tom!
This is the tweet that broke me. This is the tweet. Oh yeah, you can see my fire detector in the back, I guess, because I changed my light, and now the light behind me is on. Kratza leaving hell. Thank you. I was gonna leave it a while ago.
All cops are bad cops.
Duke Catastrophe. Thank you for the 8 months. Oh yeah, I mean, if you want access to my private account, I still tweet from my private account. They're not good tweets. They're not good tweets. You can have access for $100. If you send me $100, I will accept your request on my private account. That's the deal. I just thought of that. Live like a capitalist every day. Oh, this is gonna be a banger tweet from Haley, friend of the stream. Fuck Macedonia, fuck Bosnia and Shapir. I don't even. Fuck you, Croatia, Slovak, ass Ronaldo, soccer. Serve as wisdom of the Falcon. I love this video. Yes, in case you do not know, Tupac is Serbian. And then this is Kurdistan for some reason. I don't. Is there solidarity between the Kurds and the Serbians? I didn't. But yeah, that's great. Is that a thing? I didn't know that. Okay. We can do Ace the Degenerate. Thank you for 300 bits. Time for fascism bingo. Let's go. Speaking of fascism bingo, it's time for fascism bingo. Let me open my paint so we can get this going. Open recent bingo. There we go. And then I'll do this. Would recommend, by the way, because you can see my search thing. The Volgan's YouTube account. He does like SCP like things, like voiceovers or whatever. Wait, hold on. Okay, right, that's what I was doing. Hold on. We're adding. Oh yeah, of course I saw. Behind the scenes, you can see all my tabs, and then we do this every day. I'm gonna predict a smooth transition to this today with 0 issues whatsoever. And then we put it at the bottom. Okay, that's good, right? And then we can do this while we're. All right, who's the speaker? Some classic music. Who's speaking tonight? What are our predictions gonna be for this, for bingo? We'll get another. The first one, of course, yes, must be reference to QAnon. That's a good one. And considering that one of the speakers tonight essentially believes in the protocols of Elders of Zion, anti-Semitic dog whistle. Semitic? Did I spell it correctly? Dangerously close to the 14 words? Yes. Very close to 14 words. The classics. These are the classic RNC stuff. That you could.
HIIIDMD you on Discord lol.
Okay, sure. Fuck it. Yeah. Thank you for the $100, Sierra. I will absolutely accept your thing on. You can absolutely have access to my private. Thank you. I didn't think people would do that. Full disclosure, my tweets on my private are not good. They're worse than my main was. But you know what? Thank you. Sure. Respect. Okay. I'll have to. I can't accept you immediately because I have to go through all the like requested stuff. But I will in like a little bit. Squeb third try. Thank you for the Jeff Bezos bucks. Not scammed. That is it lies and slander. That I'm not scamming anyone. Tony 2 bits. Thank you for the gift sub. Eat Spray Love. Thank you for the gift sub. Oh yeah. More suggestions. I'm doing a lot here at once, folks. Okay. More suggestions for bingo. And now we got a hype train. Thank you. Oh yes. BLM destroying America. Of course, who could forget that? Antifa terrorists. These are some. I want some wild guesses, guys. Cause it's very. The thing about the RNC is, it's very. What's it called? Very easy to guess what's going on with these. Oh, HQC? Okay, yeah, sure. Reference to HCQ? Hydroxychloroquine? HQC? You know what I mean. Cultural Marxism. Yes. That's a classic. And they have to say it. How about that? I want to make this a little bit harder. Because, you know, we got it pretty easily the first night. List of Republican National Convention speakers. Okay, Tuesday. Oh, Melania. Mike Pompeo. Of course, Senator Rand. Who else is really... Tiffany and Eric Trump. That's a classic. Are there any here that are particularly... Oh, yeah, Jeanette. Oh, yeah, they're killing babies. Which is basically QAnon. Oh, yes. Token minority. Jake
I don't know what
Xiaoping.
will be said, but it will be fun.
Thank you for the 7 months. I absolutely agree. Says... Racism doesn't exist. Yeah. That's a classic RNC thing to have happen. Okay, that's a good one. China is funding BLM. That's a good one. Cause it's somewhat obscure, right? Like it's like it probably won't happen, but it'd be very funny. Courting MLK is another. What's the theme for tonight? I hope I did not miss anyone because I'm like multitasking right now. Who gifted? What else? What else? Cricket Hillary? Yes. Which they quoted MLK last time, so that's not too crazy. No, Trump isn't the mourner-in-chief. Not quite.
All cops are bad cops.
Olingus, thank you for the 9 months. Beijing Biden. Oh, you're right. Beijing. I spelled Beijing wrong. Whatever. Beijing Biden. Someone drops a slur. Kami Kamala. Oh yeah, Biden Kamala are communists. How about calling Nancy? There's a specific one. Calling Pelosi a socialist? Specifically Pelosi. Make it a little bit harder. A room, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Let's go. What else? It's Obama's fault. QHRJS, thank you for the 3 months. Oh yeah, mention of Obama / on Ebola.
Did you just fucking say about me,
Where it's like, actually, Obama dealt with Ebola way worse. Oh yes, them saying Blue Lives Matter. Yes. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
What the fuck? Did you just fucking say about me,
This stuff things. A classic one is pointing to footage of like turmoil and chaos happening in the Trump administration and being like, this is what would happen if Biden was president. That's a classic. I don't know how to put that in a short amount of time. Do you guys get what I mean? Stand for your national anthem. Yes. Stand for the flag. Today's theme is Land of Promise. Wasn't that yesterday's theme? Biden's America is bad. And then footage of Trump's America being bad. I'll have to make that tinier. This one's good though. That's good. I like that. Oh shit, Ace the Degenerate, thank you for the 1200 bits. Black person saying racism is fake. Oh, we have that. But that's good. Thank you so much. Yes, token minority saying racism doesn't exist. That's a classic. That's like a free spot, basically, for like all of them. Promise of socialist utopia under Biden. Oh yeah, Biden will create socialist utopia. Utopia. That's a good one. Mention of trans people. I wonder if we'll get a mention. Because we kind of didn't actually at the DNC. There's a very brief mention. Sarah Nicole Roberts, thank you for the 100 bits. Level 4, let's go. Another one is gonna be the Wuhan virus, or referring to it as Wuhan. That's like basically a free spot actually, at this point. That's our free spot. Wuhan / China virus. Lazy Schnitty, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Oh yeah, Trump loves family values is a classic.
What the fuck? Did you just fucking say about me, little bitch?
Oh, protect the suburbs, classic. We must protect the suburbs from Dems. I'll say from Dems or Antifa, whichever one is brought up. Someone says a slur. Oh, reference to boaters. Absolutely. That one's good. Reference to boaters. Biden destroys Western civilization. Honoring the police. Oh, looks like it was produced by Verhoeven. Looks like Starship. I'll say looks like Starship Troopers. So any like trailer or whatever that looks like it's produced by Paul Verhoeven as like a spoof of what like a fascist society would create as movies. Well, it's the point of it is Verhoeven is like parodying it. Yeah, I'm doing my part. It's a classic.
All cops are bad.
Wolfie
cops.
Tyler, thank you for the 5 months. Verhoeven knew this was coming. He did. Oh, Venezuela. Yeah, of course. And Venezuela. That's the last one, I guess. I'll put it like that. Okay, we did it. Oh yeah, there's 2.5 minutes left of the hype train. If you would like to join. I think this is pretty good. If anyone has any complaints, am I dropping frames, by the way? It says that I am on my Streamlabs, but I don't know why. And Vlad, thank you for the 100 bits. No free space in the middle. Wuhan China virus is our free space. Hey, City Degenerate, thank you for 1,200 more bits. Let's go, hype. Thank you so much. This looks good, right? If anyone has it was a blip. Okay. Theo Hux, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Let's go.
What the fuck? Did you just
When does the
fucking
RNC
say
start?
about
20 minutes, I believe. 5:30, right? Are we all good with this? Anyone want any editing before we move on? Jake Schmidt, thank you for the 100 bits. Party of Lincoln is good. Angel Mom got yeeted from the schedule. Who's Angel Mom? I have a complaint. We are married. I hope she sees this. Did I misspell anti-Semitic? I knew I did. Fuck. Whatever. I think we're good. I think it's good. Easy bingo by the 4th speaker. Nolly patching 14. Thank you for the 3 months. Yeah, probably. By the 3rd speaker. Oh, the anti-Semitic Q lady. Oh, did they yeet her? Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, of course they did, right? She believes in the protocols of the elders of Zion. Like, she believes that that's real. Of course they yeeted her.
All cops are bad cops.
Posting shoves.
Thank you. Oh, is it I already? Okay, it's right. It's delayed. That's why. I think if I got you. Yeah, I think I got everyone. Protocols of the Elders of Zion is like the original anti-Semitic text. It says, you know, Jewish people are controlling the world or whatever. It was created by Russians in like
All
1910.
cops are bad cops.
Easy bingo by the 4th speaker.
Classic Russians, you know, am I right, folks? Abruptly removed from tonight's program. Mendoza just tweeted an apology for retweeting anti-Semitic QAnon conspiracy. Amazing. It's literally the protocols of the Elders of Zion. Literally. I didn't think it was actually it. I didn't realize. Holy fucking shit, dude. The Republican Party is such a parody of itself, bro. It literally, wow, look at this amazing thread. The first sentence. The protocols of the Elders of Zion is not a fabrication. That's fucking crazy. You can't mistake that. That's not a like, oops. I thought it said something else. I don't. Yeah, awesome, dude. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, the hype train. We're at the final level. 2 minutes left if you would like to contribute. Yes. I can close these. I'll just keep playing this because it's still a hype train. Nice Twitter username. Thank you. I stand by it. I will accept Sierra's request to follow me so that you guys don't say that I'm a scammer. Maya, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Let's go. And Kodak, thank you for the 300 bits. We did it. Let's go.
What the fuck?
Let's
Did you just
go.
fucking say about me, little bitch?
Fuck. No, Dancing Lizard for 30 minutes is a communist. I don't know what you're talking about. Lies and slander. How do I do this? There you go. Willentus? I think that's how. Thank you for the Jeff Bezos bucks. Libzerd? This says a lot about our society. A bulletin. Oh, you're right. Slash H1N1. You're right. You're right.
What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, little bitch?
I'm too lazy to change it, but yes, if they mention H1N1 and Obama fucking that up, I will count on the top right.
What the fuck did you just fucking
And if
say
people
about
complain and say that it's rigged or whatever when I do it, just clip this and make sure, because they probably will mention it. Hey Lucy, how's it going?
All cops
Californians
are
what
bad
socialism
cops.
looks like. They're probably gonna say that's possible. That's possible. Is it too hard to read? I can make it bigger. Oh yeah, I usually make this smaller. And then there's more here. I'll make this better.
All cops are bad cops.
W0WI did it.
Piston Tree, thank you for the 2 months. Let's go. Thank you so much for the massive fucking hype train. Let's go. Okay, is that better? I think that's better to read, right? Amber defended the super conservative black woman from Baltimore running for Congress who spoke at the Republican National Convention last night. Yeah, we can stop watching because we finished Hype Train. Amber's a very smart person who has like a lot of cool, what's it called? Like a lot of good theory. Was it, not defended? Oh, she didn't? Oh, okay. The Blue
What the fuck
Falconer. Thank you
did
for the 5
just
gift
fucking
subs.
say about me, little bitch?
There's a couple times where she does like overstep, but I'm like, that's not an opinion I expected from you. She was not defending. She was an
What the
interesting.
fuck
Oh, okay,
did
whatever.
you just fucking say about me,
Like
little bitch?
the far right's rag that she did like a personal that did like an op-ed or whatever, or like an opinion piece, about her and Anna, and they're just being cordial to this reporter who's like, you look at his previous writing and it's about how like trans
What the fuck
trans people
did you
shouldn't
just
be allowed
fucking
to
say
talk to
about me,
children. They're
little
trying to
bitch?
mutilate their genitals. I was like, why was she being cordial with? So there's a couple things that I'm genuinely like, but I think Amber's all around fine. So yeah, okay. Oh yeah, is it starting soon? I guess it is. Yeah, there's no, yeah. RNC. We can see if I guess the stream's going. Oh, I guess it's like the pre-game. Day 2 expected speakers is such a funny way to put that. We have 15 minutes. So yeah. This is updated expected speakers, I guess. It's Melania, Pompeo, Rand Paul, Kim Reynolds, Jeanette Nunez. Who else do I really recognize? Eric and Tiffany, of course. Abby Johnson, who is that? So close to 420 subs, PogChamp. Ron Paul is gonna be a good one because he's like a libertarian. But it's funny how
cops
like
are bad
Sarah
cops.
Nicole Roberts, thank
Art.
you for the 3 months. Alright. What's it called? It's funny how like a lot of libertarians are like, yeah, I'm small government. Also, the global American military apparatus is based as hell. It's very interesting. And I think Rand Paul's kind of like that. Maya, thank you for the gift sub. Kodak, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Free Haas O? Can I enable Haas O? I will enable it.
What the fuck
Let's
If you just
go.
fucking
You
say
guys are
about
gifting
the
so many.
Little
Thank you
Beach.
so much. Okay. I guess we have a little bit. We can watch something in the meantime. Yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm excited. Um, what can we watch?
What the
We
fuck
can just
did
we
you
can just
just
vibe.
fucking say about me, Little Beach?
We can just vibe for a second. This is how I do it in terms of if you want to know what the intro music is, it's just KK Slider covers.
Donald Trump shit his fucking pants.
They're great because like I won't get DMCA'd for them. That's basically the only reason. You can tell people are very sad about Haas O being removed. Oh, did they like literally take it down? Like he didn't decide? What was that again? Because I'm like people mention it in this. Do you have the 100 Gex cover? Let me see. I wonder how they would even do that. This is I didn't realize you could do this. They're really pushing this to its logical conclusion. Or to like they're really pushing what the KK Slider covers can actually do. That's impressive. Yeah, this rocks. Been on Twitter yesterday for calling Tim Scott and Uncle Thomas, bitch. Damn. Yeah, the suspension rules suck. Reformer Revolution. Oh shit. I have not thought about that yet. I mean, I see no reason why not. It's a good book. Okay. I don't think I'm drinking tonight at all. This is a Coca-Cola. I want to experience the RNC organically. I don't think I'll have to, because I think my prediction is it's gonna really fucking pick up soon. Like, it's gonna get insane. Like, to a point at which it's, like, absurd. And I'm not, like, mad at it, right? Yeah, you're right. I guess beer is organic. That's true. Getting crossed is the only way. Yeah, that's fair. The one screaming lady was fucking insane. I'm raw dogging the RNC, which I could not do with the DNC. I could not tolerate that. Why does it keep saying I'm fucking maybe I'll close this. Okay. Yeah, no, both the RNC and the DNC feel fake. Like they're not real. But the RNC is fake and not real in a way that's funny. And the DNC is fake and not real in a way in which I question whether the perceptions I have in the world are actually authentic, and whether I'm not living in and whether I'm not like a brain in a vat, you know, that is being just like fucked with by whoever runs some sort of individual simulation where none of you are real or anyone I interact with is real. So yeah, I like watching the RNC better then. That's what I'm saying. It's less, yeah, mentally taxing. Okay, we're like 8 minutes away, so it feels weird to start a video. Well, let's watch some Vic Berger Trump thing. So Trump isn't speaking today. I heard somewhere that he was, and we can close, that he's speaking every day. We are not real. You're right. You guys are fake. Hi chat. So I guess he's not. Well, they have Trump and Pence here. Okay.
Metropolitan area ends up having an epidemic like the New York metro area. That could dramatically change not the model, but the reality of the impact
Might
of
just
this
be in
virus.
clips.
on
Oh, you're right.
Americans.
Now, by the way, the model show, hundreds of thousands of people are going to die. You know what I want to do? I want to come way under the models. The professionals did the models. I was never involved in a model, but at least this kind of a model. But you know what? Hundreds of thousands of people. They say, I want much less than that. I want to come way under
That
the
was the
models.
classic Trump
The
moment.
professionals did the models. I was never involved in a model, but at least this kind of a model. I want to come way under the models. I want to come way under the models.
Just talking about how he like
Professionals
bangs
did the models.
models.
I was never involved in a model, but at least this kind of a model.
Just as there are like hundreds of thousands of people dying. Yeah, that was a classic Trump moment. Just pure free association. No attachment to reality. Oh yeah, this was April 4th. This is way fucking worse.
I want to come way under the model.
This is way before it's gotten yeah. Anyways,
We're going
more
to pray for Donald Trump today. God, I glorify you, Lord Jesus Christ. I ask you to save Donald Trump, Lord God. Save his wife, Melania, Jesus, his children, Eric and Ivanka, and others, Lord Jesus. Amen. Keep praying.
So, the fake news, of which many of you are members, is trying to convince the public to have a recession. Let's have a recession. Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one.
And above all else, we know this. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
Who likes me in this room?
that's such a pimp fucking move at a rally.
Thank you.
A rally of people who are coming to support you specifically.
Now I know.
I think God
Who
wants
likes
Donald
me in
Trump
this
to
room?
become president, and that's why he's there.
This man is in the White House because God wants him there.
I am the chosen one.
Yeah.
That's right.
As I stand before you today, I see the greatest president in history. Of course he is. He was chosen by God.
I am the chosen one.
So, do you know that not everything that you hear is what really is? Some of you need your eyes open concerning what God's doing with this administration.
It's still weird to think that he's president. I know it's been like 4 fucking years, basically. It's still really weird to think about. It's hard to comprehend.
Israel in the history of the world, and the Jewish people love him like he's the king of Israel. They love him like he's the second coming of God. The second coming of God.
I mean, yes, like the far right in Israel absolutely like Trump.
And you say, why did you pick Donald Trump to stay in charge of this country? Well, look at the
Rest in peace, Phil Mitchell. I miss your Twitter account every day, King.
that God picked in the Bible throughout the ages. It was always men that had this flaw and that flaw.
The sniffs.
And yet God entered them, and God spoke through them, and God saved
Free Bill
his people,
Mitchell.
saved his planet, saved his countries.
He seems to enjoy having people pray for him. And when I started seeing these pictures that were on YouTube of Christian leaders reaching out their hand and praying for him, I was just flabbergasted. I mean, Donald Trump seems to enjoy this, and I believe that there is something going on in his heart, and I believe that God has raised him up.
This morning we especially pray for President Trump, and we ask that your wisdom, your blessing, and your peace will be upon him and his family as they serve us.
Pray that you would pour your overwhelming blessing and wisdom on the president.
It's a classic.
I'm automatically attracted to people. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just right on either way. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy.
In Jesus' name, we pray.
Amen.
What politician even lets you touch them, let alone pray for them?
God is the ultimate. I mean, God created this.
What do you...
I am the chosen one. So,
Is it starting yet?
nobody, no thing, no, there's nothing like God.
God's people have prayed, and I believe that God has answered our prayers, and we can be encouraged that God hears our prayers.
Well, did you think he's going to have an impact, a great impact in our country? And there's no question God has put his hand on him.
We would like to pray for you. We pray for you often.
Thank you.
As a family, my wife and I pray for you.
Thank you.
Could we pray for you?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, Lorraine, what?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you can. I'll
Okay.
just do it from here.
Lord God, I ask that you pour out
He's standing like he's in a fucking like a scrum
your Holy Spirit on President Trump.
in
that
like
you
the in like halftime and they're getting the
have
game plan.
supernatural wisdom to accomplish all the plans you have for this country and for him. In Jesus'
This shit is
name,
so weird, dude.
bless you. Amen.
Donald Trump seems to enjoy having people pray for him.
Prayer?
Let's pray together, may we?
It's so
Father, I
weird,
thank you
dude.
that we have a president, President Donald
Is it
Trump,
starting
who
yet?
believes in the power of prayer. And now you have given us a gift, President Donald Trump, who wants to bring
it's just an
healing to this
analysis.
country. And he is bringing healing to this country.
Millions of people are flowing through Mexico. That's unacceptable. Millions and millions of people are coming right through Mexico. It's a 2,000-mile journey, this onslaught, this invasion into our country.
We have an invasion of drugs, invasion of gangs, invasion of people, and it's unacceptable.
These are hardened criminals. These are tough, tough people. And I don't want them in our country.
But how do you stop these people? You can't. There's no... That's only in the panhandle you can get away with that statement. That's only in the panhandle you can get away with that statement.
It's in his name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
That's genuinely extremely
I
disturbing.
just want to pray that the Spirit of the Lord would rest on the President. Amen.
Thank you very much, Darren. Could I ask you one question? Who did you vote for?
That is the ultimate reason. Demand wealth without work.
All right,
Their ways are historical failures evidenced by tyranny.
it's time, baby.
A prevailing darkness in every country. has
Let's
been
go.
tried. The American
We're
dream,
already
inspired
talking
by
about
American
fucking Tiananmen
opportunity,
Square,
is the
baby.
engine of entrepreneurship.
Just diving right
The
in.
inspiration to the greatest inventions.
Diving right
the
in. No
highest
no
achievements,
chance to warm up.
and establishing a quality of life
0 to 100.
second
Just
to none, providing jobs, creating futures, fulfilling dreams. In America, opportunity preserves individual freedom. It leads to exceptionalism. It's a bright, shining light, an example for all to see.
fun fact about Tiananmen Square, actually.
Tonight,
A lot of the
we explore
protesters were
America.
like left-wing students who were protesting like
Land
Deng's market
of
reforms
opportunity.
and their effects. All right.
From Washington, D.C., welcome to the 2020 Republican National Convention. Tonight, celebrating America as the land of opportunity.
All right. Did we get one already? Which one? I'm sure they probably mentioned Venezuela at some point, but I didn't catch it. Oh, the salute? Oh, did they say we salute for our thing? What do you mean? I mean, yeah, Starship Trooper. I want a more.
Cops are bad cops.
Wait, hello.
I'm
going to invite you to join your faith with mine.
Why did it?
And let's pray in agreement. Lord, we come before you
God, I
to
fucking
ask for
hate
your spirit
stupid-
of peace to come over hurting
No,
communities in
that's the
Wisconsin
wrong one.
tonight. We pray for healing
There you
and
go.
comfort to Jacob Blake and his family. We pray for your protection over those who put their lives in
Leak.
harm's way
Leak.
to bring safety and security
Whatever,
to our
that was
streets.
fine. I send
We
by
pray
all the
that
tweets that you
truth
saw.
and justice will be at the heart of all decisions that are made by our leaders. And that we as a people will seek reconciliation with you as we do the same with each other. Thank you, Lord, for your goodness over our lives, for your blessing over our nation, for your guiding hand
Yes,
over
that's a
every
classic
person
Karen
that
haircut.
calls the United States of America their home. Lord, we thank you for all that have gone before us and have sowed seeds of sacrifice.
Reconciliation? I don't know.
Bad cops.
For our freedom.
Oh, hey, Anna. How's
for
it going?
our
Thank you for the 8
prosperity,
months.
And for our peace.
Oh, Lana Evan, thank you for the
Those
6
that
months
gave
as
their
well.
lives
Hello.
so that we could live and achieve the American dream. Your word declares in 2 Corinthians, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. This country was founded by the people for their God.
No,
Liberty, freedom,
slave owners.
equality. It's what we want in our country.
It's founded by slave
Lord,
owners.
we
They own
invite
slaves.
you into our homes, into our lives. Give us
Have I seen the fishing
revelation
femboy
that
yet?
will
No.
overthrow any enemies that stand against us, so that we will be victorious
And I don't plan on
in
seeing
this
him.
next season. We
The
need
fishing
you.
femboy. No.
Let your kingdom come. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We surrender to your plans and
Love it
purpose
when
for
my
our
kingdom
lives.
comes.
We ask,
I'm
bring
sorry.
heaven down to earth over every person here and all those watching today. As we move into this next chapter in our journey to greatness, we ask for your presence to be with us. Lead us, Lord. Give us strategies from heaven. I decree the words of Isaiah 11:2 over our president, vice president, and all government authorities from every state in our nation. May the Spirit of the Lord rest on him, the spirit of wisdom and
I
understanding.
love separation of
the spirit
church
of
and state.
counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. I release a blessing over every person and every home. Lord, release health, healing, peace,
I can turn this up if you
strength,
want.
and courage. Let us stand together in unity as we embrace another chapter on our journey to greatness. I decree and declare, America, the best is yet to come. And I ask all this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen, folks. Love the flag, baby.
I pledge allegiance
If I
to
could
the
have
flag
sex with
of
the
the
flag,
United
I
States
would
of
have
America,
sex with it.
and to the republic for which it
Is anyone
stands, one
sitting
nation,
down right now?
under God,
I'm so
indivisible,
fucking
with
angry
liberty
thinking
and
about anyone
justice
watching
for
this
all.
sitting down.
Yat-e. I'm Myron Lizer, the Vice President of the Navajo Nation. I give this address from the majestic rock spires of Shiprock, Sebet-ai, or Rock with Wings as known by our Dene people. It is here as well that many of our ancestral leaders sought to govern and lead a nation within a nation.
For all the people
They
who are
sought to lead
using
their
like
people into the
some
promises of
indigenous
a better
people
way of
supporting
life for
Joe
their children's
Biden
children. It is
as
also
like
where they have
evidence
not been as successful
that
as the
it's
rest of
dumb
America.
for indigenous people to
Our
not
First
support
Nations
Joe
people,
Biden
the host people of
and
the
be against
land,
both parties.
we are still
I
here.
hope they
Our
also
Creator
think that I
placed
guess
us
Trump
here
is
and knew
pro-indigenous
for such a
too,
time as this, we would have an opportunity
because here's
for
an
an appeal
indigenous
to heaven.
person.
You see, our people have never been invited into the American dream. We, for years, fought congressional battles with
I guess
past
that's how it
congressmen and
works,
senators
right?
that were part of a broken system that ignored us. That is, until President Trump took office. President Trump delivered the largest financial funding package ever to Indian country. The $8 billion in CARES Act funding to Indian country was a great start
Is this
in
evidence?
alleviating the devastating effects that the COVID-19 pandemic has inflicted on our Indian tribes. The Navajo Nation once led the nation in per capita positive cases because of the health
Oh yeah,
disparities that
totally.
previous
I mean, you can always
administrations failed
find
to
like
improve.
groups of
Whenever
a
we meet with President
marginalized
Trump, he has always
members of a
made it
marginalized
priority
group
to
that are
repair the
willing to like,
relationship with
and
our
then you
federal
don't.
family.
There
Recently,
maybe there are
President
dynamics
Trump
where like they
signed the
receive
first
more
ever
aid if they do shit like
presidential
this.
proclamation officially recognizing
I know that's what
missing
happened
and
with a lot of
murdered
like the
American Indians
nurses,
and Alaska Natives.
like members
He
of like the
established a
nursing
task
unions
force
that are
called
like, yeah,
Operation
Trump
Lady
is handling
Justice
this
to address the
great.
problem. The president also provided
Where it's
$273 million to improve public safety
Like
and
in
support
terms of like
victims
your
crime in the
survival,
Native
it's
American
good to
community.
be on better
As a result,
standing.
a cold case office was
So, you
recently
know, it's
opened on the Gila
complicated.
River Indian community. The president has reactivated the White House Council on Native American
Degenerate,
Affairs
thank you for the
to
300
promote
bits.
economic development and rural prosperity in Indian country.
Who's
President
calling it?
Trump also strengthened
Some
the
indigenous
Supreme Court
people
by
in
nominating strong
America
conservative judges like
specifically,
Neil Gorsuch,
the country, not
who
the
supports
continent,
Native American rights. Thank you for the opportunity to
identify
be here tonight.
themselves as
I'm
Indians.
excited to
It's
endorse
a
President Trump's
specifically
re-election.
American
Mr.
thing,
President,
I
we look
believe.
forward to hosting you very soon. Come visit our
It's not-
land we call Denetra. Akia, thank you very much.
I had always had this unshakable sense that I know that life has to be more than what it was.
A lot of them prefer, yeah.
I caught my very first felony conviction at 16 years old, and that type of behavior had led me into more and more arrests, getting in trouble.
Oh, is this like Law and Order Day?
I was arrested for a string of bank robberies.
Oh, it's during news. Thank you for the raid. Hope your stream was well.
Potential that a federal judge can
Yeah, follow
sentence me
Turing
up
News.
to 23 years in a maximum security United States federal penitentiary. And in that moment, I played a let's make a deal with God. And I asked God to climb into the robe of that judge. Whether it's 10 years or 50 years, I'm going to invest the rest of my life serving you. And I stood before that federal judge. Judge Mahan took his glasses off, leaned back and said, I don't know why I'm going to do this. But he said, I'm not going to give you what you deserve. Then he gave me a lesser sentence. And as I laid on that stainless steel
That's
cell,
great.
shackled by my hands and my feet, I heard God utter into my spirit, my son, I honored what you asked me to do.
Tough prison sentences don't actually rehabilitate.
He said, never forget the promise that you made to me. And ever since that day, I got up off that floor.
RNC doing restorative justice by accident.
180-degree turn in the other direction.
When
It sounds
John
like-
got that sentence, I just shook my head. I said, wow, John, you are destined for bigger things than prison. My name is
It
Richard
sounds
Beasley.
like-
I was an FBI special agent for about 25
That's
and a half
the
years.
thing that made him better was not the prison sentence.
I had this feeling like everything is going to be okay.
Then when he got out, he gave me a call and says, hey, Rich, let's
It sounds
have
like a-
lunch. So I met him at
A-
the
RNC
McDonald's,
is anti-tough
and
prison
he's got a Bible with
sentences.
him. I've seen that before where guys have used a Bible as a prop. It took me about 30 seconds to understand that this was not a prop with John. He was
Oh
a
yeah,
changed
no.
guy.
The president
man
has
that I
never
arrested,
done that.
You know, several years before.
That's I can't stop thinking about that. Where he took the photo with the Bible in front of the church, and the reporter's like, "Is that your Bible?" And he's like, "It's a Bible.
Man, if
It's a
that
Bible."
worked for me with this law enforcement officer,
He's holding it upside
how
down.
can I multiply that and get more law enforcement officers involved so that
Oh,
we
did he
can
just tell on a
impact this
bunch of
on
people?
a larger scale?
Nonprofit to helping men and women and young adults successfully enter the
President
workforce.
Trump, he had made a bunch of promises.
Okay,
Let me
cool.
just be transparent. When he first started talking about the things he was going to do, I'm sitting there going, wait a minute here. I mean, is he serious? Because everything that he was saying that he wanted to do was the stuff that needs to be done. And before he walked out that meeting that day, I promised I'll make it out there to, come speak at one of your graduations. I heard that they were phenomenal. When he stood there in that graduation and he went out of his way to shake the hand of every one of those 29 graduates, set them on a
Damn.
whole nother vista of life because they had the office.
Well, I
of
guess
the
Donald
President
really
of
does
the
care
United
about the
States.
prison population of
The
America.
promises that he made was promises that he kept.
He shook 29 hands.
2 years ago,
down.
I was honored to tell John Ponder's story of transformation.
So this is
in the Rose
Trump
Garden
speaking, right?
On the National Day
He's
of
not
Prayer.
actually like speaking
Today,
every
I'm
night.
thrilled to welcome him back to the White House. John's life is a beautiful testament to the power of redemption. John grew up without his father. As he tells it, my mother was strong, but she wasn't able to keep us out of the gangs and off of the streets, and they were violent streets. At the age of 38, he was arrested for bank robbery. While John was in prison, he began reading the Bible and listening to Christian radio. One day he heard Reverend Billy Graham on the radio proclaim, Jesus wants to be Lord of your life. On that day,
Something I
John
find
dedicated
also
his
very
life to
interesting
Christ.
about like
He spent the rest of his time in prison. studying
prison
the
makes it
Bible.
actually
When he
very
was released,
much
he heard
harder
a
for
knock
you
at
to
his
be able
door.
to like read
It
and
was
learn
the
shit.
officer who put him in jail.
And even listen to like the radio.
FBI
They
Special Agent Richard
like
Beasley,
there's
who
been
said,
particular
"I want you to
interventions
know that I've been
in
praying
the
for
last
you."
like
Now, Richard
20,
and John
30
are
odd
best
years
friends,
to
and
make
we are
it
grateful
very
that Richard
difficult
is here
for you
with
to
us
like
today.
let's say get
In
a
the last 10
degree
years since John was released,
or even
he has
just
created one of the
learn
most
in
successful
general.
reentry programs, Hope for
It's almost
Prisoners
like
in
the
Las
way that
Vegas.
prisons work.
I was glad to speak there earlier
They're
this
not
year.
even pretending they're
As John
rehabilitative
says,
anymore.
Hope for Prisoners is a movement that began as a
Yes,
dream
documentary about
in
the
a
last
tiny
prison college
prison
program.
cell, and is now making a difference
And how
in the
they
lives of
the
thousands,
crime
truly
bill
bringing hope that there is an opportunity and a community that is waiting and willing to offer them a
Bill
second
Clinton
chance.
crime bill, I believe, essentially
John, we
just
honor
like
your
ended it.
devotion to showing returning citizens that they are not forgotten. We believe that each person is made by God for a purpose.
If
I
3
will
tomorrow.
continue to give
Oh,
all
like 5,
Americans,
4,
including
3.
former inmates,
Yeah, there was
the
more than
best
5
chance to build a
flags
new life and
last
achieve
time.
their own American dream, and a great
There was far more.
American
There's
dream
we've
it
and there's
is.
been more
Now
more
I'd like to
flags
ask
than
John
4
and Richard
today.
to say a few words.
I can't tell you how grateful I am to have the opportunity to speak here today. Not so long ago,
I'm
my life
loving the
was
sky
running
blue
from the
tie, though.
police, fearing the police and avoiding the police. Not because of anything that the police had done to me personally, but due to the animosity I had allowed to grow inside of me, making me believe that they were my enemy.
Behind Trump.
But today,
Were there 5
praise
flags
God, I am
yesterday?
filled with hope. A proud American citizen
Please
who's been
fuck my
given
girlfriend.
a second chance.
Okay.
My transformation began in a prison cell where I found myself a 3-time convicted felon facing yet another sentence. I gave my life to Jesus and made him a promise that I would spend the rest of my days helping others like me. My first help and support came from the unlikeliest of places, the FBI agent who arrested me.
Don't bonk
Richard
me.
Beasley. He is
Bonk
now
them.
a dear friend and has
I'm
been a
simply
source of
accepting-
encouragement to me throughout my entire journey. I am grateful for the men and women of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department who volunteer their time to people who are returning to our local community after incarceration. These are the real-life heroes who put their lives on the line every day, armed with the promise that they made to protect and to serve, have made a tremendous impact in the lives of men and women
Damn.
we integrating back into our society.
That's crazy,
My
bro.
hope for America is that formerly incarcerated
As-
people will
yeah,
be afforded
he
the
wasn't- didn't it
opportunity
literally
to
say
take
he was
advantage
an
of the fact
informant?
that we live in a nation of second chances. My hope for America
That's
is
not
that
how
law
prisons
enforcement
are
and
structured.
people in the communities across our country can come together and realize that as Americans we have more
If
in
you look at a
common
supermax
than we have
prison and think
differences.
it's built to help
My hope
people
for our
get
great
second
nation is to
chances, you live in
continue
a
on this
different
path
fucking
we are
world.
on of being the most prosperous country in the world.
I'm so proud of John with his life's turnaround and for all the lives that he's helped to change. It may be hard to believe that as a retired FBI agent, one of my best friends is a person I arrested for bank robbery. When I met John 15 years ago, he was angry, scared, frustrated, and anxious about his future. On the drive to prison, I stopped at a convenience store and bought John a coffee and a donut. After he was sentenced, John sent me a necktie and a note thanking me for
GOP
treating
equals
him like a
gang of
gentleman.
pussies. Get their
5 years
ass.
later, when he got out of prison,
Headshot.
John called me and wanted to meet for lunch. He was a
What was
different
that
man.
Biden acronym from
He talked
before?
about starting a reentry program for men and women coming out of prison.
What was the? It was a really
Over
funny
time,
Biden
John earned the
acronym.
trust and respect of the law enforcement community.
I
many
can't
of whom
remember what it
volunteered in
was.
John's Hope for Prisoners program. I'm grateful for President Trump's
It was by
commitment
like
to
a
criminal justice reform. On February 20th of this year, he was the guest speaker at the Hope for Prisoners graduation.
by one of those
He
like
stayed much longer than
Republicans who
scheduled
like
to hand out
tried to
diplomas
blockade the
29 men and
DNC.
women who graduated that
Biggest
day.
idiot Democrats
What a
ever
sight.
nominated.
The most
That's so
important man
good.
in the free world shaking hands and pledging
That's a
his
good
administration's
acronym. That's
support
good.
to ex-offenders. Their families were there. The community was there. What a great second chance. I also appreciate President Trump's support for law enforcement. I always felt like I had
Is it out
strong
of sync?
support as an FBI agent, but there's nothing worse than knowing you're
Get
being
saying I'm
second-guessed
dropping
when you're
frames,
doing
but
your
I
job.
don't know why.
In certain parts of our country right now,
And it
law
says 60
enforcement doesn't
FPS
feel
for
like
me.
they
I
have
don't-
the support from their
it's
local
being weird.
leaders. They're being painted with a broad brush, unfairly, with calls for defunding. But as President Trump knows, the overwhelming percentage of law enforcement officers are good,
Now
and
we
smart
got-
people
now we got
who are
respect the
doing their jobs
cops.
very well. And they can
Did I
change
have
the
one for
world
that?
working with people like John. Thank you.
So now I'd like to invite John's wife, Jamie,
So
to
far,
join
it's been
us
less
as I
insane
grant
than yesterday,
John, I'm
actually.
not sure you know this.
Hey, Chelsea, how's
a
it going?
full pardon.
Lance, the Surfs,
So I don't know if you know
thank you
that,
for the
Jamie.
raid.
Come on over
PogChamp,
here.
can we get
It's
some
just an honor.
PogChamps going in the chat?
And you have done incredible work.
Comrade Chess,
All
thank you for the
over
Jeff Bezos bucks.
Las
Let's
Vegas,
go!
all of
Hope you had a good
Nevada,
raid.
and all of every
We're
place in this
watching
country. It's very
the
proud of you, the
RNC,
job you've done
because of course we are.
Bringing people back. And you're right, I was supposed to be there for 5 minutes. I stayed for an hour and a half because it was so interesting.
Yeah, so far less insane.
Congratulations to both. And
Pog, did you
Richard,
guys
thank
know
very much
the
for the job you
PogChamp
did.
guy thinks coronavirus is not real? I learned that yesterday. He thinks it's done. He thinks it's a hoax. It's very funny. So Liv Champ maybe Liv Champ
Okay.
instead of PogChamp.
I think I'll give it to Jamie.
He hates his emotes. Then fucking PogChamp away, actually. PogChamp away. Classic Donnie loves signing shit. Who's this? Oh yes, it's Rand time.
I'm Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky.
Is Ron? How is Ron doing?
Many years ago, before he was running
Love
for
Respect
anything.
you. Thank you for the 5 gift subs.
I recall
Let's
being
go.
struck by how down to earth he was. He seemed like just a normal guy. Okay, a
A cab
normal
brick.
guy with
Thank you
his
for the
own
tier 1.
plane and helicopter. But who's counting?
What the fuck?
I was planning a medical mission trip.
Libertarian, right?
to perform
Libertarians are the
charity
most
eye surgeries,
fucking like
and we needed money to fund
bizarre
the trip.
group.
Donald Trump
The
offered to
Zetotron.
help
Thank you for the
and
tier 1.
immediately came through for us. Not only did he support my medical mission
the
to
fuck
Guatemala,
did you just
but he
fucking
also
say
contributed
about
to
me
another
little
mission
bitch?
trip to Haiti a year
I can
later.
meet the event sounds.
We
So you can hear
performed
us.
hundreds of cataract surgeries in both countries. Nothing is more amazing than removing the bandages from a
so did
person's
he get
eyes
corona?
and watching them
Was
as
it
they see their
Ron
loved
or
ones
Rand that got
again.
corona?
Donald Trump helped me make
Ayn
that
Rand
happen.
Paul,
A few
absolutely.
years later, we were opponents, both running for president, and we all know how that turned out.
Classic.
But I'm proud of the job Donald Trump has done as president.
Incredible.
I
I
don't always agree
love-
with him, but our occasional
Did
policy
Trump say
differences
anything
are
mean
far
to him?
outweighed by our significant agreements.
I could not
But more
agree more, my
importantly, simple
dude.
agreement
You are
is
very
accomplishment.
similar. You, a
President Trump gets
libertarian,
things
are
done.
very, very
When
similar
some
to
in
the
Congress
law and
wanted a
order,
so-called
big
revenue-neutral
government,
tax plan,
massive military,
Donald Trump
global
and I worked
apparatus
together to make
party.
sure that it was a
You are
true
very similar.
tax cut. I brought
Which is
President
funny
Trump
that you call yourself a
an idea for
libertarian.
better, less expensive health insurance called association health plans. Donald Trump overturned years of red tape and bureaucrats, and he made it happen. While others
Which
talked
is,
about
you know,
criminal
libertarians
justice
don't actually
reform,
care about government
President Trump
and how
actually
big the government
signed
is.
the First Step Act.
They just don't want to
the
pay taxes.
First real reform in a generation.
That's all it is.
And one that sought to undo the harm that others,
Why,
like Joe
Minev?
Biden,
Thank you for the
have
gift
done.
sub.
For those of us who lament the Biden crime bill that locked up a generation of young black men, remember that Biden
don't know if it was the
bragged
Biden-
about a bill
Okay,
that
sure.
still wreaks havoc among
That's true.
people of color.
That's true. That is
I'm
correct.
supporting President Trump because he believes, as I do, that a strong America
That there should be
cannot
secret
fight
police that
endless
abducts
wars.
protesters off
We
the
must
street.
not continue
They don't
to
have
leave
any
our
meaningful,
blood
like,
and treasure in
identification.
Middle East quagmires.
You agree with that?
I flew with him to Dover Air Force Base.
You
to
and your
honor two
tiny
soldiers
government,
whose
you want
remains were
that?
coming home from Afghanistan.
Tiny government,
I'll
except
never
for the
forget
police,
that
which are
evening.
massive.
I can tell you the
They have
president
military
not only felt
apparatus.
the pain of
They have
these
military-
families,
they have fucking
but
tanks.
the president is committed to ending this war. President Trump is the first president in a generation to seek to end war rather than start one. He intends to end the war in Afghanistan. He is bringing our men and women home.
When is he doing that?
Madison once wrote,
How
"No
hard is it to
nation
just-
can preserve its freedom in the midst of continuous warfare."
Your
I'm
sub went
proud
away?
to finally see a president who
I
agrees
don't know.
with that.
It didn't
Compare
run out?
President Trump with the disastrous
It
record
could have
of
been
Joe
a-
Biden,
let me see.
who's consistently called for more
Oh.
war. Joe Biden voted for the Iraq War, which President Trump has long called the worst geopolitical mistake of our generation. I fear
did say
Biden will
that.
choose
That was
war
funny.
again. He
Free
supported the war
Anvilize?
in
I didn't ban
Serbia,
Anvilize. I don't know what
Syria,
happened.
Libya. Joe Biden will continue to spill our blood and treasure. President Trump will bring our heroes home. If you hate war like I hate war, if you want us to quit sending $50 billion every year to Afghanistan,
So
to
why
build
did he
their
not-
roads and bridges,
Didn't
instead
Trump
of building
veto?
them at home,
D, thank
then
you
we
for
support
for
President
gifting a
Trump
sub for
for
Anvilize. I
another
don't know why your
term.
sub went away.
So to our soldiers and their families, join
It's crazy
me
that
in supporting
Trump
President
vetoed
Trump.
that
To those of you who want
that
lower
bill that would
taxes
end
and better,
our support for
less
the blockade in
expensive
Yemen.
healthcare, join me in supporting President Trump. To
That
those
doesn't
of you
sound
who
like
want to
someone who
stand
hates
up
war to
and
me,
fight the
personally.
socialists poisoning our schools and
I mean, if Corona
burning our
didn't happen,
cities,
America
join
would be
me
fucking at war
in
with Iran
supporting
right now.
President Trump. Let's rebuild America together.
Yeah, I mean, libertarians are incredibly cucked. They don't hate small government, they just don't want to pay taxes. That's it. That's the only element of government that they can conceptualize.
What I would call your everyday man, the forgotten,
Trump is the
man or
president of
woman,
peace. The
people
country's
that
on
wake up
fire
every
right
morning,
now.
Go to work, do their job, come home to their kids and families, and are faithful.
The whole
and
country.
consistent.
There's protests.
The people that have built America.
Can you add a command? What's the command?
There are people in our country that have been forgotten, that are hard workers. We do not hold signs. We are not on street corners. We are waking up at the crack
Yeah, let's
of
just
dawn,
bring let's just bring
working and
the
earning
war home.
our living.
But every single day, men and women from across this country are affecting people in positive ways.
Real people that
That's what I
work
will say,
hard
like,
every day, and they just
this
want
is maybe
to
some
earn
of
a
the
good
poll
living
that, like,
and enjoy life.
that says you're in Langley. Add that, sure. That's
And
funny.
he really knows
That's funny.
them, understands them. It's clear he has been on the job site, interacting with people from all backgrounds.
I've never had someone care so much about making sure people have job security.
The president's
It's not
job
well. If it's not
is
his
to
fault,
protect us,
it's
keep us
happening
safe,
under his
and
watch,
help make
right?
our life better and the opportunity
If there are
to pursue
massive
the
protests
American
under a
dream.
Biden presidency,
That's
you
what
wouldn't be
Donald
like,
Trump
it's not
is
his
doing.
fault.
As a cattle rancher and
It's
a
always
farmer,
in
I do
relation to the
feel
president
that
and
we
their
are not
administration.
forgotten with this administration. We have hope for preserving our
Yeah, what I will
industry.
say is, like, I feel like the Republicans are at least better at
My hope is
recognizing that
we
there is a
lift the
problem.
regulations that
Even if
have
the way
stripped
that they
away the
target that
working
problem
class
is
Americans'
absurd.
ability to
The
do what they
Democrats like
innately
just
know how
saying
to do
like,
best.
the classic, you know,
I feel like
last 4
Trump
years
is
ago
definitely pushing
when it was
more
like,
for the steel mills,
you know, Trump's
the
motto is like
fishermen,
message, make
just
America
us
great
making
again,
our
and
own
then Hillary's
products and
motto
bringing everything
or
in.
message, America
He's
is
pushing so
great
hard,
because
and
America is
I
good.
see it truly coming alive.
And it's like,
I do feel that President Trump has the interests of all those Americans tied together.
he said less than an hour he would
I
get it
really
done.
do.
Yeah, by like killing the protesters. That's not a peaceful. That's not a. There was no
Good evening.
negotiation
My name is
offer.
Jason Joyce, and I'm an 8th generation lobster fisherman from Swans Island.
Eighth
Maine.
generation.
I make my living from lobster fishing,
Just-
oyster farming,
just
and providing
say
eco
that
tours
you're, like-
in the beautiful waters near Acadia National Park, where I have over
My
200 years of
family
family
came
history.
here on the fucking
I have
Mayflower.
to confess, I didn't support Trump in 2016. Skeptical that he shared my conservative views, I expected him to flip-flop on his campaign promises.
What accent is this?
But he has followed through on his promises, including last week when he brokered a deal to end European Union tariffs
I don't
of
think the riots are
8% on
peaceful.
Maine live lobsters and up
That's
to
a good
20%
example of
on
what I was
Maine
talking
lobster
about.
products, which is great news for Maine's lobstermen and women.
Fucking
I live in an
big
island
lobster.
with 370 residents.
Is this just
and
like
lobstering is how we
Eastern
provide
Seaboard
for our
fisherman
families.
accent?
Maine's lobstermen are true environmentalists. We practice conservation every day. If we didn't,
Move the
we'd be
mouse?
putting ourselves out of business.
Oh, I don't know why that's happening.
4 years
There you
ago, the Obama-Biden administration used the Antiquities Act to order thousands of square miles of ocean off limits to commercial fishermen. They did it to cater to environmental activists. Although Maine's lobstermen don't fish there,
Oh, it's Maine.
Obama's executive order offended us greatly. It circumvented
Well, you don't
the
fish there.
Fisheries Council's input.
What?
President Trump reversed that decision, reinstating
Down
the
East
rules
Maine
that allow
accent.
stakeholder input.
I like
and he
it.
supports a process that seeks and respects fishermen's views. As long as Trump is
I
president,
mean, yes, you need
fishing
to
families
do
like mine
environmental
will have a
policy
voice.
while also like
But if Biden
compensating.
wins, he'll be controlled by the environmental extremists who want to circumvent long-standing
Who want to
rules and
make
impose
sure the
radical
world
changes
doesn't
that
end.
hurt our coastal communities.
Also not true, of
I
course.
strongly support President
Wish
Trump's
they were fucking
re-election.
controlled by
When he sees
environmental
something isn't
extremists.
right, he's fearless in fixing it. He listens to working people.
Oh, I'm
He
sure if you're an
nominates
eighth
judges who
generation
respect the
lobster
Constitution
farmer.
and the right to life. He keeps his word, like eliminating the European tariffs and moving the U.S.
Yes,
Embassy from
classic
Tel
dude.
Aviv to Jerusalem.
That was
I hope you will
fucking
join me
absurd.
this time in voting for President Trump. Stand up for your country. Thank you.
This does not count as a reference to voters. Yeah, I made it more difficult, and this day has been less insane than the first day.
Good evening. My name is Chris Peterson. My husband Gary, our family, and I milk 1,000 cows on a dairy farm in Grantsburg, Wisconsin, a small middle American town.
Oh yeah, white farmers love Trump.
Truth be told, until I married my cute farmer from Grantsburg a long time ago, I was a city slicker from Minneapolis, which is about 70 miles south of us.
Yeah, she's the person that they're going to
Donald Trump
replace
became
Hillary
president
with.
in the middle of the Great Depression for dairy farmers in Wisconsin. In 2016, prices were horrible, and
Yeah,
longtime generational
I could
farms
do
across the nation
1,001
were going out of
cows at
business.
least.
In 2017, our 120-year-old
Weak
barn,
shit.
which served as our milking center, caught fire and burned to the ground. Our
This
cows
isn't
were
insane, though.
spared,
They're
but
gonna-
because they
Yeah,
needed to
I
be
mean,
milked
farmers
3 times a day,
deal with this,
farmers, friends, and
or
complete
they resonate
strangers
with
from
his
all over
message.
northern Wisconsin helped haul them to other farms where they stayed
Show
until
Andrew
we
Scheer
could
drinking
rebuild.
milk. That was a classic.
By the end of 2018, we had a new state-of-the-art robotic milking facility that allows our cows to milk themselves 3 times a day. At about the same time,
She's literally
President
me.
Trump's economic
All
boom
cops
began
are bad. I can
helping
relate to
dairy
that.
farmers across the nation.
Jacktastic, thank you
As
for
a
the tier 1.
businessman, President Trump
I
understands
mean, I didn't say that.
farming is
I
a
didn't say that on
complicated,
stream.
capital-intensive,
I
and
didn't say that
risky
on stream.
business. More
That
than
was today.
any president in my lifetime, he has acknowledged the importance of farmers and agriculture. That support and focus on negotiating new trade deals.
Yeah, that's the
gave
one
us
element of like
confidence
the
to
white
rebuild our
working
barn
class
and dairy
that absolutely
operation.
does love Trump.
Business
If you can
was
count them as
booming
working
again,
class.
and business boomed right until the COVID-19 shutdown in March. Many people probably don't realize that our country is one of the few in the world that produces nearly all of its own food. Fewer still understand how close our food production and distribution system came to collapsing this past spring. But President Trump
Vol Self for life,
understood
I agree.
and again took steps to provide the supports we needed. President Trump took the necessary action knowing that agriculture is our
I'm eating
backbone
carrots,
and strength,
not Cheetos.
critical to our national security. Our entire economy and dairy farming are once again roaring back.
Yeah,
One person deserves the credit and our vote. President Donald
There's a
J.
comparison
Trump.
between like the kulak class and these kind of larger property owning farmers. Yeah.
What was happening prior to President Trump, you had
In terms of
businesses
their
that were
social
overregulated. Not a friendly environment at all to
Is
start
this
a
the
company.
same?
My family stopped ranching about 7 years ago. The regulations became so overbearing that
they're really
the
going
ranch
in
was
on-
slowly sold off.
I lost businesses
Yes, these two
because
again.
of these regulations.
The factories in our town closed. The businesses in our towns have shut. It got to the point finally that middle America needed help. President
even
Trump
petit
came
bourgeois.
in and was able to shed light on an area
Sort of.
that had been so long left behind. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was huge, especially for
Something I don't understand with a lot of this, though, where it's like,
small businesses,
like
manufacturing,
what is why are they
deregulation,
blurring out
fair
the
trade, real life
like
policy changes that affected real
crest,
Americans.
the presidential crest or whatever?
To get ahead, to have our
Yeah,
businesses,
see,
to have
like
our
they're
children
blurring it out.
educated,
Why do they do that?
of school choice. That is something that's huge for parents
School
right now,
choice is the
especially
dumbest
Black
shit.
moms whose kids are
Hassan
trapped
said
in
lobster
failed
guy was a
school
voter. All right, fine.
COVID hit,
If
my
Hassan said it,
unemployment rate was at the lowest ever.
I've
if
seen
Hassan,
the numbers
you know,
of employees
said that you
go
should
up
jump off a
and
bridge, would
they're
you follow
earning
him?
a lot more for their family than what they
Okay, we'll
had
do it.
previously.
Voters.
What this administration has done, simplifying the government, it's really cut the handcuffs off of America again and allowed us to grow and move forward in a way that I have never seen in my lifetime.
When you pull regulation and allow small companies to go out there and be able to play in the game, that is the American dream.
People feel that
Yeah, when
they
you
can
fucking
support
slash,
and
like,
have
OSHA.
a family, and it can build and make us stronger as Americans.
What could be taken away if he doesn't win again? Joe Biden said the first thing he's going to do is increase taxes on everyone.
They're not supposed to use government office to
Making it where
advertise
small
campaigns.
business can grow.
Oh.
That's taking away the American dream.
I think with the upcoming election, people just need to think about what is
Yes,
better for them.
small
and their
corporation shit is like absurd. A majority of a majority of capital and businesses by like large margin are big
He's
businesses.
improved wages. He's cut taxes. I could go on for an hour and a half.
The plan was working.
That's beautiful.
Everybody had a job, making money, spending money.
Can we
Boom,
have
bada
this? Let me
bang,
see.
boop, we good.
My kids are gonna look up to me and say, "You are the
I mean,
best
if you put it
mom
like
for
that, sure,
working,
fuck it.
Raising us, it's just tremendous what I could do, I guess."
This is somebody who
it
loves his
switch?
country. He's truly fighting for the American
No,
people.
it didn't. Okay, good.
Hello, folks.
You know me from TV and radio. I'm Larry Kudlow. Years ago, I worked for Ronald Reagan. More recently, I helped the team craft Donald Trump's economic plan during the campaign.
What the fuck
It was
did you
a roaring
just fucking
success,
say about me,
inheriting a
Little Beach?
stagnant economy on the front end of
Bring
recession. The program of tax
Dangovitz?
cuts,
Thank you for the 2 gift
historic
subs.
rollback of onerous regulations
Damn, this guy
that
sounds like
crippled
he's done
small
some
business.
cool things
What
in
the
his
fuck
life.
Unleashing
did
energy
you
to
just
become the
fucking
world's
say
number
about
one
me,
producer.
Little Beach?
And free, fair, and reciprocal trade deals.
Yeah,
to bolster
Liv Posting
manufacturing,
Industries is expanding.
agriculture, technology,
Soon
and
we'll
other
have conservatives using
economy
Lib
was
against
rebuilt
liberals as
in
well.
3 years. Unemployment fell to
That's
the
the
lowest
the
rate
1 year
of
plan for
3.5%.
the Liv Posting small
Blue collar,
business
African
to
Americans,
expand.
Hispanics, women, all groups benefited enormously. Everyone was better off. A rising tide lifted all boats. Then came a once in 100 year pandemic. It was awful. Health and economic impacts were tragic. Hardship and heartbreak
me-
were everywhere. But presidential leadership came
That's
swiftly
better.
and effectively with an extraordinary rescue for
cops
health
are
and
bad
safety
cops.
to successfully
Is it gonna
fight
work?
the COVID virus.
Cut ass strings.
Great
Thank you for the
bipartisan
tier 1.
rescue also saved the economy. Right now, our economic health is coming back.
That
With
does
emergency spending and tax cuts,
he absolutely looks like he has a
Americans are
Denny's
going
napkin in
back
his
to work.
There's a
Square.
housing
boom, there's an auto boom, a manufacturing boom,
And a virus
consumer
boom.
spending boom. Stocks are in record territory. A V-shaped
Deaths
recovery
are also in
is pointing
record
to better than
territory.
20% growth in the second half of this year. Now, looking ahead, more tax cuts and regulatory rollback will be in store. Payroll tax cuts for higher wages, income tax cuts for the middle class, capital gains
I love
tax
stocks.
cuts for investment, productivity, and jobs. Much more regulatory relief for small businesses.
Unemployment
In
record
economic
territory.
terms, folks, this is no time for a $4 trillion tax hike. Coming out of the deep pandemic, who in their right mind would pick the pockets of taxpayers and drain money from their wallets and purses? Look, our economic choice is very clear. Do you want economic health, prosperity,
This guy who had a coke
opportunity,
addiction?
and optimism? Or do you want to turn back to the dark days of stagnation,
Those-
recession, and pessimism?
All those dark days when
believe
government
there can't be
spending,
better economic
you know,
policies
if
than
you
we've
if
had in
you
recent years. So
have a
I
heart
say,
attack,
stay with them.
you get a free ride to the hospital, and they do an operation on you for free, and you don't have to put a down payment on your house because of it.
I'm John Peterson.
Look at this
owner of a
fucking
second-generation
oaf.
metal fabrication business called
Look at this
3 Metal.
guy.
We've been stamping our products and services made
This
in the USA.
this
since
absolute
1957.
fucking unit.
My brother and I purchased the business from my uncles almost 38 years ago. What was a 12-person shop has now grown into a company employing 165
A
people today.
incredibly
Like
massive
most
adult
companies
son.
that are successful over the long run, we had to reinvent ourselves as the market changed. 6 years ago, we invested heavily in our business, just as a great recession appeared.
Damn.
Barack Obama and Joe Biden, 2 career politicians who knew nothing about business, couldn't get the government out of our way, and it put our business in a tailspin.
This is the weird thing about it, where it's
Sadly, we
like,
were forced to make decisions, which include.
I mean, they ended the recession. They bailed out all the fucking bankers.
Are like family.
But they had, like, it-
Biden era banking regulations left us no choice. It tied our lenders' hands, and it deprived us of the lifeblood
I
of our
don't-
business, capital. We scratched and we clawed.
Did he say
for
6
2
years ago?
and then everything changed.
I think he just
Donald
got the
Trump was
maths wrong
elected
there, right?
president, And he knew what it was like to build a company and create jobs. One of the first things he did was to cut red tape
Anything is true.
and put an
That
end to
classic
draconian
2014
type banking
crisis.
regulations. He also cut taxes on small
Ruth,
businesses,
thank you for the 300
allowing
bits.
us to be more competitive both domestically
I talked to your
and
therapist,
internationally.
but Destroyer. That's
In
good.
fact,
I hope it goes
we
well.
increased revenue
Visitor
by
Q, thank you for the 7
25%
months.
for 2 years
All
in a row.
cops are bad cops.
By getting rid of the job-killing NAFTA and negotiating the U.S.-Mexican-Canada trade agreement, President Trump ensured a more competitive playing field for
No, this
American
is not
companies.
small
Even
business.
with
I guess
all
he
the
was a
challenges
small
presented
business
by
at
the
some point.
coronavirus, President Trump
I'm
is
kinda confused.
rebuilding. and our economy is roaring
Yeah, I
back
love international
again.
small businesses.
But when I hear that Joe Biden
Nikola
is ready to raise taxes,
Jokic played very well
crushes the
tonight. Well,
regulations,
that's
and
Serbian
weaken
excellence,
our
baby.
international trade position, I shudder. We simply cannot endure a Biden-induced recession.
You
Some
can
will
tell this man
struggle,
has never
some
been
will
small
not
in his whole
survive,
life. Like he
and
weighed
working
13
men and
pounds when he
women of
came out of his
America
mom
will get crushed yet again.
as like a baby.
This is not
He's been used
to
to
hand
being a
our
massive
government over
individual.
to a washed-up career politician who will be nothing but a puppet
Jokic.
of the
Yes,
radical
Jokic
left
is a
Democrats.
joker in
As a
Serbian.
lifelong resident of Wisconsin, I'm a fan of the Badger football team. Many may not realize that the
Go
Wisconsin
Badgers.
Badgers and the president share
Wisconsin.
3 common qualities.
Oh, yeah?
They are smart, they're tough, and they're dependable. And as a businessman, I can tell you that those qualities
I like to
we
pretend that
need
he's just
in our
talking
country's
about
leader.
Badgers
And that's why we
and
need
not like
to
a team.
re-elect Donald J. Trump. Thank you, and God bless America.
I love the smile. Did someone get a screenshot of that last time, that incredibly uncomfortable smile of one of the dudes? I want to make it an emote, maybe. It was so fucking just looking dead into the camera, and he was like...
Good evening. I'm Sissy Graham Lynch, and I'm honored to speak to you tonight about something that is so important to all of us, our faith. As Americans, we know the first line of the First Amendment.
You're all saying sissy. I have to all allow it.
But
Fuck.
what we often forget, the actual words
There was a bunch
are
of...
free exercise
Is her name
of religion.
Sissy?
That
I mean,
means
respect.
living out our faith in our daily lives, in our schools, in our
I
jobs,
respect that.
and yes, even
Sissy
in
Graham
the
Lynch.
public square.
I respect
Our
that.
founders did not envision a quiet, hidden faith. They fought to ensure that the voices of faith were always welcomed, not silenced, not bullied.
Separation of church and
During
state.
the Obama-Biden administration,
Separation
these
of-
freedoms were under attack.
That's not true.
Democrats tried to make faith organizations pay for abortion-inducing drugs. Democrats tried to force adoption agencies to violate their deeply held beliefs. Democrats pressured
Harold,
schools
thank you for the
to allow
2-1.
boys to
Claire,
compete
thank you for
in
the 100
girls'
bits.
sports
Yeah, I'm assuming
and
it's not
use girls'
spelled
locker rooms. Those are the
S-I-S-S-Y.
facts. But then, we, the people, elected Donald Trump. People of faith suddenly had a fierce advocate in
Did
the
he say
White
trans?
House.
Oh, did
He
she
appointed
mention...
judges who respect the First
Oh, I
Amendment.
wasn't paying attention. Fuck.
He supported religious
All right, we
beliefs
did it.
in court.
We're on the map, baby.
He ensured religious
We're on the
ministries
map.
would not be forced to violate their beliefs.
Harold, thank you for the 100
He
bits.
withdrew the policies that placed our little girls
She
at
said
risk.
boys and girls sports.
And on
Yes!
the world stage, President Trump
Let's
became
go,
the
baby.
first president to talk about the importance of religious freedom at the United Nations, giving
Yeah, that's
hope
great.
to people of faith around the world. In America, we
Yeah.
have not yet experienced physical persecution.
That's
even
right.
though the
You
left
haven't.
has tried to silence
You
us.
have not experienced
Even
physical
during the
persecution.
pandemic, we
Absolutely.
saw how quickly
You
life
have
can
never...
change.
I'm glad you're saying it.
Some Democratic leaders tried to ban church services.
Yeah, it's
while
it's
marijuana
crazy how
shops
your
and
name will
abortion
be
clinics were
sissy and you
declared
don't believe in
essential.
trans rights. Like, pick a
But you know
struggle,
what
bro.
truly is essential? Our right to worship freely and live our faith in every aspect of life. The Biden-Harris vision for America leaves no room for people of faith. Whether you're a baker, a florist, or a football
As a
coach,
POF
they will
person
force
of
the
faith.
choice between being obedient to God or to Caesar, because the radical left's God is government power. So in the words of my grandfather,
It's a
Billy
classic
Graham,
thing the
let it
left
stand for
believes.
political freedom, moral freedom, religious freedom, and the rights of all Americans. And let's never give in to those who would attempt to take it from
Christian,
us.
like, Christian
Tonight,
conservatives in
I'm
America
proudly
are so
standing
funny.
in that public square.
Because their whole
And I
identity is
hope
like
and
being
pray you would
one of the
join
most
me in
privileged
voting
social
to
class
re-elect President Trump.
in like the whole, in world historically speaking, particularly if you're like an upper class Christian, like ever, the most privileged and protected social class. And your whole identity is on how oppressed you are.
Mining the raw materials that made the steel that built America. This election is a make or break for workers who are carrying on the legacy of men like them. Since the Iron Range economy is vulnerable to economic trends and to foreign trade, we have always needed a strong
From
voice in
Langley,
Washington.
Virginia. That's
We
funny.
looked to Democrats to fill that void for many years because we
That's a good
actually
one,
thought
Max
they
Post.
cared about our
Right.
welfare. Not anymore. The radical environmental movement has dragged the Democratic Party so far to the left they can no
It's like,
longer
I
claim to
fucking
be
wish that was
advocates of
true.
the working man. This is hard for me to say because I am a lifelong Democrat. But for far too long, members of both parties allowed our country to be ripped off by our trading partners, especially China, who dumped steel into our markets and slapped tariffs on our products. And what did so-called leaders like Joe Biden do? Nothing. The human cost has been devastating.
Leftist
We lost
hate labor.
thousands
That's
of
like our big
jobs.
thing.
We lost a generation of young people who had to leave the Iron Range to find a livelihood.
Oh, yeah.
And worst of all,
Beijing Biden,
we lost
yeah.
hope. Then something
Yeah.
unexpected happened. A straight-talking New Yorker burst onto the scene, promising to stand up to China and the rest of the world on behalf of the American
No,
worker.
the far left does not
4
support the
years later,
working man.
the Iron Range is
Unless they
roaring
become
back
the
to
working
life,
woman,
we have
and then
one
the
man
far
to
left
thank.
will support them.
President
This says a
Donald
lot
Trump.
about our
He
society.
made good on his promises by cutting our taxes, rolling back senseless regulations, and delivering trade deals that put America's interests first. But the fight is not over. Joe Biden has allowed radicals like AOC to craft his environmental policies.
I
Their
fucking
so-called
wish
Green
AOC
New
was
Deal
behind.
is a job-killing disgrace.
It's
dreamt
not
up by
actually. It doesn't
people
kill
who
any
don't
jobs.
live
It
in the real
repurposes
world.
jobs.
But Biden is too weak, too scared, and too sleepy to stand up to the radical left.
No one loses
He
their
has been
job in the
doing
Green New Deal.
nothing in Washington for 47 years. Why would year 48 be any
It's
different?
very particular on
President
that,
Trump
actually, which
won't
is very
back
smart.
down to anybody. He
And,
delivered
you know,
the
they'll
best
say this
economy
anyways.
in our history, and he will do it again for all of us. The Iron
Sleepy
Range's
Joe is a
economic
classic.
future and survival is at stake, and so is America's. We know we can count on President Trump to fight for us and win. Let's make sure he wins on November 3rd. God bless America.
My name is Abby Johnson, and I spent 8 years working for Planned Parenthood, but today I'm a pro-life activist. When I was in college, Planned Parenthood approached me at a volunteer fair. They talked about helping women in crisis and their commitment to keep abortion safe, legal, and rare. I was convinced to volunteer and later offered a full-time job as a medical assistant before my promotion to director of the clinic. I truly believed I was helping women, but things drastically changed in 2009.
They
In
said,
April, I was awarded Planned Parenthood's
we're going to have to
Employee
kill
of
this
the Year
child
Award
who is already
and
born
invited to their annual gala where they present
and sell
the
her
Margaret
and sell their
Sanger
blood to
Award,
Hillary Clinton.
named for
And
their
I said
founder.
no.
And Margaret Sanger was a racist who believed in eugenics. Her goal when founding Planned Parenthood was to eradicate the minority population.
'Cause it's like, that
Today,
is actually
almost
true.
80% of Planned Parenthood abortion
They-
facilities
eugenics
are
was seen as
strategically
progressive in, like, the
located
20s.
in minority neighborhoods.
But that's not
And every
a
year,
thing anymore.
Planned
That's
Parenthood
not- that
celebrates
does not inform
its
the Planned
racist roots
Parenthood,
by presenting
policy.
the Margaret Sanger Award.
'Cause it's
Later
like,
in
yeah, that's
August,
true.
My supervisor assigned me a new quota to meet, an abortion quota. I was expected to sell.
Yes, that's
double
why we
the
need a
abortions
reproductive justice
performed
movement.
The previous year, when
Yeah.
I pushed back, underscoring Planned Parenthood's public-facing goal of decreasing abortions, I was reprimanded and told, "Abortion is how we make our money." But the tipping point came a month
We
later.
we
when a
need
physician's
300
agency
abortions
assist
this month,
with an
or we won't meet the
ultrasound-guided
status.
abortion.
Will not meet the
Nothing
profit
prepared me
incentive.
for what I saw on the screen. An unborn baby fighting back, desperate to move away from the suction. And
Was there a Q
I'll
reference?
never forget what the doctor said next. "Beam me up, Scotty." The last thing I
What?
saw was a spine twirling around in the mother's womb before succumbing to the force of the suction.
Well,
On October 6th, I left
RNC
the
Speaker
clinic,
Abby Johnson
looking
says,
back
statistically,
only
my
to
brown son is
remember
more
why
likely to
I
commit
now
violence
advocate so
offense over my white
passionately
sons.
I founded and currently run,
Well,
and then there were
I guess
none,
that's not a
a
surprise.
nonprofit organization that's helped
cops are
nearly
bad
600
cops.
abortion workers transition out of the industry.
Me too, Louie. Thank
For
you for the
most
2
people who
months.
consider themselves pro-life, abortion is abstract. They can't even conceive.
No,
of the
that's not
barbarity.
true.
They don't know about the products of
That's not
conception
true at all.
in abortion clinics.
A lot of
where
people who
infant
support it
corpses are pieced
are
back
personally
together
affected by
to
it
ensure nothing
and relate
remains
to it.
in the mother's wombs, or that we joked and called it the pieces of children room. You see, for me,
They called it the Hillary
abortion is
Clinton
real.
room.
I know what it sounds like. I know what
Beat
abortion
me up,
smells
Scotty
like.
is so good, dude.
Did you know abortion even had a smell?
All
I've
cops
been
are
the
bad
perpetrator to these
Gross.
babies.
Sharknado,
these
thank you for the
women.
tier 1.
And I now support President Trump because he
To
has
these
done more
women.
for the unborn than any other president.
You can't do
During
anything
his
to
first
them.
month in office,
They're not
he banned
rational
federal
agents
funds
that can
for
be acted
global health
upon.
groups that promote abortion. That same year, he overturned an Obama-Biden rule that allowed government subsidy of abortion. He appointed a record number of pro-life judges, including 2 Supreme Court justices. And
Yeah, this is
importantly,
wild.
he announced a new rule protecting the rights of healthcare workers objecting to abortion. Many of
Abby
whom
Johnson,
work with
I absolutely do.
every
If a
day.
man is the head of a household, I
Life
said
is a
what I
core
said.
tenet of who we are as Americans.
So only the head of the household
This
should be allowed to
election is a
vote.
choice between 2 radical
I'm more
anti-life
surprised
activists
how she ever
and the
got
most
into working at
pro-life
Planned
president
Parenthood.
we have ever had.
That's true.
That's something
They're
that
trying
should
to end
compel
abortion.
you to action.
They're trying
Go door
to. They're
door,
trying
make
like
calls,
Georgia's
talk
going back
your
to the
neighbors
fucking
and
like
friends,
medieval
and
era.
vote on November 3rd.
Hey, City Jenner, thank you for the
Take
300
action
bits.
that reelects our president, and do it.
Yeah,
with
you
our
gotta- I
very
guess she's just a
most
grifter.
Vulnerable Americans in mind.
Yes, if you're
The
listening
ones
right
who
now and you work
haven't
for
been
Planned
born
Parenthood,
yet.
get back to work. You gotta get those abortion numbers up. You gotta meet the quota.
It began as a class trip to join thousands for the annual March for Life. These Catholic young men traveled from Kentucky to stand up for what
Oh,
they
wait.
believed in. But what happened was
Oh,
something
do we
very
get the? Is this the? Is this the fucking the? What are they called? The Covington boys? I forgot they were talking today.
Even celebrities
Oh yes.
launched a campaign of
Oh,
persecution
Sandman, right?
that was
That's his
completely
name.
false
It's on the fucking
against
thing.
a boy in a Make America Great Again hat.
The MAGA hat
Of course
carries a
he's
certain
talking.
connotation that provokes a conditioned reaction.
I blame that kid. What a little crap.
Everyone that sees that smug look
Base.
wants to punch that kid.
Nicholas
Based.
Sandman received death threats, and his school
The
was
one
forced to
time
close.
fucking liberal media is
Tonight,
based.
Nicholas tells his story.
Apparently he's super boring. Also, what a fucking smug face.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nick
Oh, it's
Sandman,
not live?
and I'm the teenager who was defamed by the media.
Yeah,
after
he's
an
not
encounter
good.
with a
He's
group
not
of
a good.
protesters on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial.
He's
last year.
boring. He's not a good.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank President Trump for
Bro,
the opportunity
he
to
should have
share
used
some
that
of my
the
story
clout
and why
money
it
he
matters
got
so much to
from
this
all this to get a
November's
dentist.
election. In 2019, I attended the March for Life in Washington, D.C., where I demonstrated in defense of the unborn. Later that day, I
Put a
bought
credit
Make
card in
America
between his
Great
2
Again
front
hat
teeth.
because our president,
Young Republicans
Donald
are the
Trump,
most
has
infuriating.
distinguished himself as
Like
one of the
young
most
liberals
pro-life presidents
are also very
in the
annoying.
history of our country, and I wanted to express my
But
support for him
young
too.
Republicans, it's another
Looking back
level.
now,
Like
how
people
could
who
I
are like, I'm
possibly
young and my
imagine
identity
that
is
the
being
simple
conservative.
act of putting on that red hat would unleash hate from the left and make myself the target of network and cable news networks nationwide. Being
Yeah, I
from
remember.
Kentucky, the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln, my classmates and I visited the Lincoln Memorial.
Awesome,
I found
dude.
myself face to face with Nathan Phillips and other professional protesters looking to turn me into the
Professional
latest poster child,
protesters.
showing why Trump is
Professional.
bad.
As a
While the
professional
media
protester
portrayed
who
me
gets
as
all
an
my money from
aggressor
Jeff Bezos
with a relentless smirk on my face.
and George Soros.
In reality, the video confirms I was standing with my hands behind my back and an awkward smile on my face that hid two thoughts.
What were the
One,
thoughts?
don't do anything that might further agitate the man banging a drum in my face.
Yeah, that's I'm
And
sure.
two, I was trying to follow a family friend's advice.
Be
Never
nice to
do
everyone.
anything to embarrass your family, your school, or your community.
Did anyone
Before
watch
I knew what was
the
happening,
video?
it was over.
That was not.
One of Mr. Phillips'
That was not
fellow
what he was thinking.
agitators yelled out, "We got him. It's all right here on video. And we won, Grandpa." What I thought was a strange encounter quickly
Sarah, thank you for
developed
the 400
into a
bits.
major news story, complete with video footage. My
Yes,
life changed
believable.
forever in that one moment. The full war machine of the mainstream media revved up into attack mode. They did so without researching the full video of the incident.
Everyone was
without
like
ever
sleeping.
investigating Mr.
The
Phillips'
CNN's
motives,
like your
or
CNN
without
bunker,
ever
and everyone's
asking me
like,
for my side
everyone
of the
get up,
story.
we gotta get the news story going.
And do you know why?
A
Because
mega
the
kid
truth
was smirking
not
at an indigenous man.
Advancing their anti-Christian,
We gotta make sure that
anti-conservative,
Christians aren't
anti-Donald
okay
Trump narrative was all that
in
mattered.
America.
And if advancing their narrative ruined the reputation and future of a teenager from Covington,
Yeah, no, he's
Kentucky,
super boring.
well, so be it.
He's been
That
on.
would teach him not to wear
He's
a
been
MAGA
on
hat.
like
I learned
media
what was
before,
happening to me had a name.
and he's clearly
It
not
was
like
called
a.
being canceled. As in annulled, as in revoked, as in made void. Canceled is what's happening to people around this country
Yes,
who
dude.
refuse to be silenced by the
As
far
someone
left.
who has been canceled many
Many are being
times.
fired, humiliated,
Absolutely,
or even
dude.
threatened. And often,
Yeah, it was
the media is a willing participant.
so true, my dude.
But I would not be canceled. I fought back hard to expose the media for
Of
what
course
they
you
did
can't.
to me, and I won a
Because you
personal
can
victory.
still like
While much more must be
conservative
done, I look
Christian
forward to the day
America
that the media returns
supported
to
you.
providing balanced,
And you can get
responsible,
money and a
and
job
accountable news coverage.
and, like,
I know
you know,
President Trump hopes for that
support.
too. And I
So
know
you weren't
you'll agree
canceled.
with me when we say that no one in this
So
country
you're fine.
has been a victim of unfair media coverage more than President Donald Trump. In November,
So you're fine.
I believe this country must
That's
unite
not how canceling
around
works.
a president who calls the media out and refuses to allow them to create a narrative instead of reporting the facts. I believe we must join a president who will challenge the media to return to objective journalism.
Super boring.
And together,
Very
I believe
low
we
energy.
must all embrace our First
Very
Amendment
disappointed.
rights and not hide in fear of the media or from the tech companies or from the
Because this isn't
outraged
someone who
mob
is like
either.
at
This
least
is worth
recently
fighting for.
thrust into the
This
the
is worth
spotlight.
voting for.
That happened a while
And
ago.
this is what Donald Trump stands
You
for.
think he wouldn't speak that much
Thank you
if he
all
was
for
this
listening
shitty at
to me
speaking?
tonight. And one more thing. Let's make America great again.
You do the smirk? Do the smirk. Okay. No, he's not.
I'm Pam Bondi. Our party's theme tonight is America, the Land of Opportunity. And listening to the stories of discoveries and deliverance, you can't help but be proud to call this country home. But for Joe Biden,
Not a MILF.
it's been the land of opportunism,
Stop being horny.
not opportunity. As
This is
a
a
career
ball cell chat.
prosecutor and former Attorney General of Florida, I fought corruption, and I know what it looks like.
Attorney
whether
General
it's done
Florida,
by
you're
people
canceled
wearing
if you're horny
pinstripe
for it.
suits or orange jumpsuits. At the Democrats'
what?
convention, we were told to look at Joe Biden as the model of integrity. But when you look at his 47-year career in politics,
Why would you do that?
The people who benefited are his family members, not the American
Oh
people.
yeah, that didn't happen
Let's
with
take a
Trump at
closer
all.
look. We all know about Joe's son,
No, yeah,
Hunter
no, there's
Biden,
no.
a corrupt Ukrainian oligarch. who
Oh,
put her
yes,
on the
okay, yeah,
board
the
of his
Hunter
gas
stuff. Yeah,
company,
yeah.
Even though he had no experience in Ukraine or in the energy sector, none. Yet
Yeah,
he
I mean, that
paid
was bad. That's
millions
true.
To do nothing. He only had one
They're both
qualification that mattered.
corrupt.
He was the son of the man in charge of distributing USA.
Also,
to
yes,
Ukraine.
protect Hunter. Protect Hunter
And
at all
recently
costs.
reported information revealed that a few months after Hunter Biden joined that corrupt company's board,
I
the
need his son's
Obama
debate so
Biden
badly.
State Department began doing business with them, even when it remained under investigation for
What's
corruption.
this?
And it gets worse. That very same company was being investigated by a Ukrainian
Oh, that's
prosecutor.
awesome. Speaking of
Joe
corruption,
Biden, the vice
Florida
president of
AG
the
sought
United
donations before
States,
nixing Trump University
threatened to
fraud
withhold
case.
aid to Ukraine,
$25,000
unless
donation
that
from
same
Donald Trump is in any
prosecutor
way
was
connected to her
fired.
office's decision
then
not to
he was
pursue
fired.
action against Trump University.
Hunter only resigned from that board
That's really funny.
just before his dad
So yeah,
announced
keep talking
his
about
campaign
keep talking
for
about
president.
corruption, please.
Now let's talk about China. Fact. Joe Biden flew to China on Air Force Two with Hunter along for the ride. They said he was just there as a family member, but we know that's untrue. In Beijing, Hunter didn't just go sightseeing. He had meetings with his Chinese bank partners. Hunter even arranged for his
Fact
dad
is awesome.
to meet with one of the partners. 10 days later,
This is the
those
fucking
Chinese
office, you're
communist
Dwight
bankers
Schrute.
approved millions to go to Hunter's firm. And those
Chinese
bankers
communist
work for
bankers.
the Chinese Communist Party, which
Sounds
oppresses
like
their
a mix
people,
between
cheated
like a
American workers
Cumtown
for
bit
decades,
and like
covered up a deadly
propaganda from
virus.
Dick Sturmer.
To this day, Hunter controls a 10% stake in that firm. And Joe Biden's done more than look the other way on China. He said, the Chinese aren't our competition. Come on, man. They're not bad folks. Come on, Joe. Talk to the folks in
on,
middle
Joe.
America who lost countless jobs to China while your son was getting rich
Come
with
on,
them.
man.
But there's more. Fact.
How are
There
those
have been
Cheetos?
numerous
These
press
carrots.
reports that have shown other
It's a carrot.
close Biden family members
good.
benefited from Joe's 47-year political career. Joe Biden was point person on Iraq. The president of a construction firm met with Biden's team in the White House, and then who did they hire to build thousands of houses in Iraq? Joe Biden's close family member, who, you guessed it, had no experience in the industry and no experience in Iraq. A company official bragged that it helps to have a family member, the vice president, as partner. The family member put it more bluntly by saying, there's a line of 747s filled with cash ready to invest. Now let's follow the money down south. Again,
Maybe
as
this is
reported
true.
in
I
the
have no
press,
clue.
yet
That sounds
another
right.
close family member
It
of
sounds like
Joe's
Biden would do
set his
nepotism.
sights on Costa Rica and Jamaica, where millions of dollars flowed from the Obama-Biden administration
Yeah,
in
these are
taxpayer-backed
duds.
loans
I
to
need some
projects linked
better
to,
content here.
yes, that same family member. These aren't isolated incidents. It is a deliberate
You know what also isn't
pattern
an
of
isolated
conduct.
incident? Trump giving you
And that's just what he
$25,000
did as
and you
vice
not
president.
investigating Trump University.
Imagine what he'd do as president. How many American families would be allowed to get away with this? Why should
She
there
needs
be
an
one
editor. She's
standard
used-
for
she's
the
used to
elite
talking for as long as
political
she
class
wants.
and another set of
Right.
rules for the rest of us? When millions of Americans voted for Donald Trump, they knew he'd be
Yeah, this is
different,
boring.
and he is.
We
He's
had
a tough,
these are all,
no-nonsense
like,
outsider who
prepared
can't be
for, like,
bought
insane
or
shit.
Intimidated. He won't even take a paycheck from the American people. He
What?
donates his paycheck to charities across this country.
With that $400,000 a
Democrats have
month.
been lecturing America
How much
about
do you make as
integrity
president?
for 4 years, while their nominee
Compared
has
to
been
how
writing
much
the
he has, it's
textbook
like
on abuse of power
nothing.
for 40 years. If they want to make this election a choice between who's saving
This
America
400K?
and who's
Okay.
swindling America, bring it on. Joe says he'll build back better. Yeah, build the Bidens back better.
Get his ass.
Our president is in this to build a safer,
Yeah, you get a
better,
tax
and
write-off.
stronger America, and he will finish what he started
Yeah,
to keep
millionaire,
this a real
like,
land of
multimillionaire
opportunity
Donald Trump
for everyone.
gives $400K a year to
If you
charity.
want to check your voting status, secure your ballot, or register to vote, text VOTE to 88022. Remember,
Oh, shit,
the
they got their
best
own
is
number.
yet to come.
They got their own number, dude. 3030 versus 8802020. Oh yeah, it does start with 88. That is concerning. They recognize women as this peer not only at the fireside but in Council of the Nation. When they need to bust out the Mao quote. Women hold up half the sky.
Women have played a very, very big role. The level of genius is unbelievable, frankly.
You're what? You've got 70, 80 years on this earth? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to make that difference? Are you going to
I'm assuming
say,
Vic Berger is gonna
for the big battles
put this
in our country
beside
to save America?
Trump, you
It's
know,
what I feel very much called to do ever since I was
partying
a
with
very
young women
girl.
with Jeffrey
In
Epstein.
2016, Donald Trump made his historic run for the office of United States President. Knowing the monumental task he would be undertaking, he rested all of his hopes for winning on one woman. Because of that trust, he became the 45th President of the United States, and Kellyanne Conway became the first woman in U.S. history to manage a winning presidential campaign.
Yeah, how's she doing now?
He's been a champion for women, mostly because he speaks to them as if they can handle and tackle all issues.
I don't want a
Awesome.
job because of my gender. I want the job because I'm the best person for that position. That's it. And he respects that.
This is and you're being used as a token right now.
You can't ask for anything better, especially in a boss.
President Trump
Those are the
continued to
ultimate
place strong
ironies.
women
The
into
like
significant
the
positions throughout
what is
his
essentially a
administration
diversity
and
hire
campaign,
for like a
far more than
sexist
any other president
administration.
in U.S. history.
That he
I mean,
has had
sure.
and does have more women on his top team than any president before.
This
But
is some
it
Trudeau
truly
shit,
comes down
right?
To his deputy assistants, to his special
It's
assistants,
it's
to our
2016.
awesome teams
Oh no, what
throughout
was
the
it?
West Wing.
Because
And
it's
when he called me and
2012.
said, I want you to represent my
I can't
entire
remember which
campaign,
year that was.
I became the first
Half of his
black
cabinet was
woman
white
to
women, and the other
represent
half was
a
white men.
Republican presidential campaign.
Was it because it's
Presidential
what was it?
campaign
2016.
in United States history.
Throughout his career, Trump has always touted family first as a core value. He
Oh,
shows
yeah.
this especially with his choices of press secretaries, choosing
2015,
Sarah
thank you.
Sanders, the first mother to become a press
Oh,
secretary,
Queen.
Stephanie Grisham, the first single mother
Trump
to
loves
serve as
families
press
so much he
secretary,
has 3 of
and
them.
Kayleigh McEnany, who transitioned into the job while also transitioning
Base?
into the job.
She
of mom.
transitions?
I have 4 children.
She's
Kellyanne
looking
Conway has
great.
4 children. Ivanka has.
Good-
I think
g-
between
good
all the
luck
senior
to her
staff women, we might
transition.
have 75 kids. I'm not sure. We've lost count, but the importance of the work is never lost on any of us. And truly, it is those children.
Do I have a
that
family
we're
values
fighting
one of
for
these?
And for their future.
With these
The Square,
capable
family-
women
yeah, I have
placed in
family
positions
values.
of powerful influence and
Let's
authority,
go.
President Trump has proven that when the stakes are highest, he is proud to entrust many of our nation's most crucial jobs to women.
The number of dedicated, amazing, brilliant, relentless women that are dedicated to the country and to the president and to preserving the American dream is one of the greatest, if not the greatest things I'll ever be.
Conservatives have like 50 fucking kids. It's a classic conservative thing.
Only the president would say, let's take that stay-home mom and have her run the party. What a smart guy.
Good evening. I'm Tiffany Trump.
It's Tiffany!
Speaking at the Republican convention
Queen.
4 years ago.
Queen.
So much has changed for the world. for
Honestly,
our
big
country,
respect to Tiffany.
And for my family. Like so many students across the world.
I have nothing bad to say
I
about
graduated
Tiffany.
From law school during the pandemic. Our generation is unified.
They-
in
everyone
facing
forgets
the
about
future
Tiffany.
in uncertain times. And many of us are considering
Tiffany-
what kind of country
Tiffany
we
is-
want to
yeah.
live in. As a recent graduate, I can relate to so many of you.
Hello,
who might be
Pearl. I'm
looking
doing
for a
good.
job.
How are you?
My father built a thriving economy once, and believe me, he will do it again. This election, I urge each and every one of you.
Big respect to
to
Tiffany. I love
transcend
the
political boundaries.
the suit.
This is a fight.
I'm liking
for
the
freedom
kind of
versus
the
oppression,
what is
for
that?
opportunity
The
versus
trilled
stagnation,
like thing at the
a fight
bottom.
to keep America true to America.
It's like some kind of 70s
I urge
jean
you to
style.
make judgment based on results and not rhetoric.
She's looking great.
If you
Big
believe
respect.
in criminal justice reform, there is only one president that
It's like
passed
bell
the
bottoms,
First
that's
Step
it.
Act, giving people a second chance, a
Play the
chance
bingo
at a
shit on
life
Twitter.
once
I do not have a
again.
Twitter account.
And
I do not
if
go
you
on Twitter.
believe in expanding quality and affordable health care, only President Trump, my father, signed the right to try into law, the Favored Nations Clause, and other actions to lower drug prices and keep Americans from getting ripped off. People must recognize that our thoughts, our opinions, and even the choice of who we are voting for may and are being manipulated and visibly coerced by the media and tech giants. If you tune into the media, you get one biased opinion or another, and what you share if it does not fit into the narrative that they seek to
You get
promote,
canceled.
then it is either ignored or deemed a lie, regardless of the truth. This manipulation of what information we receive impedes our freedoms. Rather than allowing Americans the right to form our own beliefs,
Actually, here we go.
this misinformation system keeps people mentally enslaved to the ideas they deem correct. This has fostered
Mentally
unnecessary
enslaved
fear and
to the.
divisiveness
I hate it when
amongst
I'm
us.
mentally enslaved to the
Why
ideas that I
are
deem
so
correct.
many in media and technology and even in our own government
I hate it.
so
That's
invested
that's
in
the worst
promoting
thing that's
a
happened, right?
biased and fabricated view? Ask yourselves.
Hassan said he
why are
partied
we
with her
prevented
once.
from
That's
seeing
has
certain
mods.
information? Why is
Okay,
one
dude.
viewpoint
Okay.
promoted while
Hope
others
she
are
sees
hidden?
this, King.
The answer
Hope
is
she sees
control,
this.
because division and controversy breed profit.
Am I leaving it? I mean, I don't really like to tweet. I don't
What
really
are the
want to tweet anymore.
consequences when only one side of the story
Maybe
gets
I'll
out,
come back to
or
Twitter
when
at some
only one
point, but I
viewpoint
don't
is
want to right
acceptable?
now.
For
the
our education
foreseeable
system,
future.
it meant sacrificing civil debate by creating an atmosphere where students with contrary opinions are too afraid to speak.
Your Twitter? I'm
Many
too
students find
lazy
themselves
to unconnect
suppressing their
it.
beliefs to fit into what
Why? I
the
don't like
acceptable
Twitter.
groupthink is. In short,
It's not
our
fun.
nation suffers
Cancel
by
culture.
inhibiting our
I'm
diversity
leaving
of
Twitter
thought
because of
and
cancel culture.
inclusion of
That's it.
ideas.
I watched the RNC and
Working
I was
together
inspired. I was like, you know what? You're
outside our
right.
political
Cancel
comfort
culture is
zones will
bad.
accomplish so much more. Some cynical politicians do not seem to
Plug the
believe in
private
the
account. If
miracle
you give me
of
$100,
America. Well, I do.
I will let you
As
follow my
Maximo
private
Alvarez
account.
said so eloquently last night, if
I'm not gonna
freedom is
change it,
lost
no.
in this country, there is nowhere else to go.
Gwen Schneider won.
Having
Yes.
hope is not weakness, and believing in miracles is a gift from God. So tonight, I want to tell you.
If I change the link,
uncensored
don't do
truth
it. Do
of
not
what we
change it
believe
to
in.
Proletaria's account.
We believe in
My
equality.
private
of
is not good. It's not
opportunity.
worth it at all.
We
At all. In any
believe in
respect.
freedom of thought and expression.
It's not worth
Think
it.
what you
It's
want.
not worth $100
Seek
in
out
any
the
way.
truth. Learn
My
from
tweets are
those
bad.
with
They're even
different
worse than my
opinions,
main account
and then
tweets.
freely make your voice heard to the world. We believe in school choice because a child's zip code in America should not determine their future. We believe in freedom of religion for all faiths, and we believe
Except
in the
if you're
American
Muslim, I
spirit,
guess.
a country founded on ideas, not
I don't know.
identity. A country where our differences are embraced, and the only country where the word dream has been attached to it. Because
That's
in
absolutely
America,
not true.
Your life is
There's
yours
no
to
way
chart.
that's the only country
So, if you're hearing these things and
in which
thinking to
dream is
yourself,
attached to it.
"That
There's got to
is
be
the kind of
others.
country that I want to live in. Well, whether you realize it or not, you are a Trump supporter. I encourage
But
you
what?
to see beyond the facade that so many other politicians employ.
Yeah, this is super
they
boring.
mask themselves in disguises of decency as they try to pressure us.
I'm a
to
Trump
mask
supporter?
Our own identities and beliefs. My father is the only person to challenge the establishment, the entrenched bureaucracy.
What is the
big
benefit?
pharma,
My mental
and
health
media
is much
monopolies
better. And I don't have to
ensure
think about
That
Twitter.
Americans' constitutional
I don't know, I
freedoms
just don't like
are
Twitter.
upheld, and that justice
Do not like
and
it.
truth prevail.
Not a fan.
My father does not run away from challenges, even in the face of outright hatred. Because fighting for America
This is more boring than
something he will
yesterday was.
sacrifice anything for. He dreams big dreams for our country, and he is relentless at achieving them. You see, Make America Great Again is not a slogan for my father. It is what drives him to keep his promise of doing what is right for American citizens. The energy of change
Yeah, this is super boring.
and opportunity is with us. God has blessed us with
You
a
just follow
unstoppable
Sophia, that's
spirit.
probably true.
His spirit, the American spirit. My dad has proven to be driven by that spirit. He has demonstrated his faith and his uncompromising heart and actions. My father has made me believe that America can truly be great again.
Loving
If you
your
care
eyeshadow
about
queen.
living your life without restraints, about rebelling against those who would suppress your voice and building your American dream, then the choice in this election is clear. A vote for my father, Donald J. Trump, is a vote to uphold our American ideals.
You're nailing
Be
it,
true to
queen.
yourself and stay true to the dream of America. Thank you, and God bless you all.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
I'm Kim Reynolds, governor of the great state of Iowa. I love this
She's not the
state,
next
and I'm
Meghan
so
McCain.
proud to
Tiffany
serve
is
its
just
people.
vibing usually.
Iowa truly is a land of opportunity. It's the birthplace of the computer. It's a landmark of the financial services industry. And as so many of you already know, it's filled with farmland that feeds and fuels the world. It's also home to people who care for one another, who work hard,
Melania
who love
has
this
not
country,
spoken.
and are truly grateful for the freedoms it provides. As I like to say, Iowa is one big small town. Neighbor helping neighbor is in our DNA. From the sick farmer who can't harvest his crops, to the single mom who loses her job and is struggling to get back on her feet. The
Iowa
town,
is a crime.
The community helps them get through it. But what happens when a storm rips through almost the entire state?
Hello,
When it's not
Mike. How's it
one
going?
farmer who lost his crop, but hundreds. When it's not one neighbor who is without food, but
Yeah,
thousands.
this is pretty boring. I
That
thought it was going to
happened
be
just
more
2 weeks
insane than
ago.
this.
A storm called a derecho with
What have you been
hurricane
thinking
force
about the
winds
RNC?
of up to 140 miles
Can I make
per
this an
hour,
emote? Let me see.
wiped out millions of acres of crops, left thousands
No,
without power.
I will not make that an
It
emote.
destroyed homes, wrecked lives, and left devastation in its wake. It was the worst storm in our state's history. And Iowans did what you expect Iowans to do. They helped each other. They took care of each other.
Is that
and
what
they
I
still are.
Is that what I
But someone
expected
else had our
Iowans to do?
back, our president. When the winds had finished raging and the cleanup had only begun, he showed up. Now, you might not know that because the national media didn't report it, but the Trump administration was here in full force. The day after the storm, the president called to assure me that we had the full backing of the federal government.
She's reading a teleprompter.
And
yes.
later that week, Vice President Pence came to Iowa to again assure us that the president and his administration were behind us. With the help of the Trump administration, we quickly received a major disaster declaration that will help Iowans
Blaze, why
get
did you
back
make
on
me
their feet.
download an
The
MP4?
president, he cut through the bureaucracy to do what needed to be
Where'd
done
you-
and to do it quickly. But that's not the first time President Trump showed
Yeah, I don't
Iowans
trust
that we
Iowa.
can rely on him.
I'm afraid of that.
In 2019, when 100-year floods breached nearly every levee and devastated communities, large and small, along the Missouri River in Iowa, Nebraska, and Missouri, the president approved our request for aid in record time, in just 2 days. Well, this year, he did it in less than 24 hours. So whether it's providing needed relief to farmers who were the target of China's unfair trade practices,
It's the
hammering
download
out
of you
new
saying
free and
French
fair
that the
trade
email comes
deals,
from? Oh, okay.
or fighting for workers and small businesses who were hit hard by COVID-19. We have a president and a vice president who get things done. And because of President Trump and his leadership, our
I love
country
getting
is
things
able
done.
to bounce back from setbacks and see opportunity grow and thrive. This is an administration of action and outcomes. They are delivering every day on their promise
calling someone
to
French
make
is absolutely
America
an
great
insult.
again. And that's exactly why we need to re-elect President Donald J. Trump in November. Thank you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Yeah, this has been pretty tame so far.
America, the land of opportunity.
Oh, this is like a Starship
A
Trooper
country
thing.
where your own resolution to succeed is more
Oh, is this
important than any
Pence?
other. Abraham
There it
Lincoln's
is.
words from 165
Horse
years
fucker,
ago
allegedly.
still resonate today.
Is that
because of who
slander?
we are, and
You think
because of
calling
what we
Mike Pence a horse fucker is
A
slander?
country where a boy born into poverty in a log cabin, raised right here on the frontier of Indiana, could educate
No? Okay,
himself,
awesome. He's a horse
become a
fucker.
lawyer, become a president of the United States who would preserve the Union, abolish
Allegedly.
slavery, and save the nation. As a
This
fellow
Pence is a
Hoosier,
fucking psycho.
visiting Lincoln's boyhood home has
Like a
always
real
been a treasured
insane, like-
experience for me and my family.
He
It's a place that
converted
made
to
Lincoln.
Protestantism
It shaped Lincoln
like as an
and
opportunity
defined the
because it
man
was
that
harder to
Lincoln
be
would
Catholic.
become. America is the land of opportunity. As President
Yeah,
Donald
this
Trump
is
declared
this
at Mount
is
Rushmore,
made.
"In America,
This was
you can do
directed by
anything.
Paul
You can
Verhoeven.
be anything, and together we can achieve anything."
Classic tweet. Classic Mike
Every
Pence
day,
tweet.
President Donald Trump is fighting to protect
This is
the promise
this is a
of American
real
liberty.
Mike Pence tweet.
Every day, our president
Outside afternoon, I've often said there's nothing better for the
dream.
inside of a man than the outside of a horse. President Reagan. This is like
President Donald Trump has been fighting for you. So tonight, I'd like to introduce you to a few remarkable Americans who represent that solemn pledge, who embody our president's unbreakable devotion to ensuring that America is
it's
a land of
incredible. I
unlimited
mean, it's also
opportunity for
funny
all.
that it's a Reagan tweet, right? Or it's a
Jack
Reagan
is an
quote.
8-year-old from Wisconsin who was struggling academically and socially in school. But Jack's mom, Sarah, who works 3 jobs to
Was
support
very
her
concerned
son,
because
applied for
his
Wisconsin's
son
school
told him
choice voucher
her
program.
he was gay.
We're glad that we were able to get the school choice voucher to go to
So
that school. With Jack,
she sent him
he
to
would
one
have
of my
6 days of practice
endorsed
in public schools, and having the
conversion
option
camp
to go to a school
therapy
that fits him
programs.
has been a real game changer for us, and I know that because of that opportunity that he's going to succeed and he's going to achieve that goal of being an apparatus engineer, if that's what he chooses to stick with.
Laura McClin is a mother of another inspiring boy,
Reagan was
Jordan.
absolutely an
Jordan has
original
Duchenne muscular
tweeter-in-chief.
dystrophy, a fatal muscle
He would have
weakening
had a
disorder.
great Twitter account.
Jordan was at my side in Indiana when, as governor, I signed a law allowing terminally ill patients to access experimental drugs not yet approved by the FDA. In 2018, President Trump signed the landmark federal Right to Try bill into law. Thanks to the president's leadership, critically ill patients have the right to access life-saving experimental treatments.
Pence signed a law
We
that
started fighting for Right to
you're allowed
Try,
to
which
draw
basically
children's
says
plasma
if you have a terminal
when they're
illness
afraid,
and there's a drug
so
that
that they can be
exists
used
and
for
you don't qualify for the
adrenochrome.
clinical trial, there's no other way to receive
It was
it.
very,
This
very
is a
thoughtful of
unique
him to
pathway
allow
that
those
allows
like
you to
bloodletting
have access.
techniques.
You made us a promise back in Indiana that you would do whatever it took to help Jordan, and we're so grateful that you joined us on this journey and stuck it out until it became law so that other people could access treatments.
So, Jordan, if President Trump was standing right there, what would you say to him today about Right to Try?
Thank you for being a hero to everybody in the country.
Judge Cheryl Allen made history in 2007.
Do not like to see him near
when
small
she became
children.
the first African-American woman to be elected to serve on the Pennsylvania Superior Court. It's because of leaders like Judge Allen that our nation has overcome our greatest challenges.
What's the
In
Michael
this
Tracy
time
tweet? Let me
of,
see.
Racial division in the country. Do you see faith and values and the strong stand that President Trump has taken for equality of opportunity?
I mean, come on, dude. It was such a boring speech.
As a
How does
senior
she
citizen,
inspire
I'll leave it
you?
at that. I know what racism feels like, but I also know that but for my being in this country, I would have never been able to achieve the things that I have been able to achieve. There are injustices, but the
No,
way to
she's
deal
saying
with those
racism is
injustices
real.
is for people to sit
Doesn't
down
count.
across the table and talk. And
Yesterday, there was
come up with
literally a
solutions. I do
token
believe
minority
that
who said that
President
racism did
Trump
not
is
exist in
committed to
America.
that. In 2016, I have to confess that I really did not know candidate Trump at the time, but I have to say that he really won me over.
Gino's a truck driver from Ohio.
I mean, yeah, this is just
who heard
anecdote,
politicians
Andy.
for years make empty promises about defending American jobs.
It's what
only
the
to see
DNC
those
did with
promises
Biden,
broken
right? Where it was like,
again and again. But in 2019, when General Motors closed its plant in Lordstown, Ohio, President Donald Trump refused to stand by and watch it happen. And as Gino observed, this president reached out to General Motors to find a way to bring jobs back to Lordstown. And
Michael
plans were
Pence
soon
is
set
good.
into motion to create Lordstown Motors.
President Trump says, this is how we fix it. And I thought, well, that's a simple solution. There's no other president that could have done it. There's no one that has even tried to do it.
did
President
she
Trump's
say
a
that the
doer.
Democrats were
He
pushing a race
appreciates
war?
every one of us,
Did she
and I
say
know he
that?
does. I've seen it. When he said "Make America Great Again," that was his task. That wasn't his slogan. That was his task. And every hat you see that says MAGA on it, That's what your president's doing for you.
Yes, it's.
Thank you,
Oh,
Mr.
you're
President,
right.
for keeping the promises that you
Literally
made.
yesterday they were complaining because apparently
Today,
universal
he's the
health
executive
care
director
makes
of the
like health
Tulsa Dream
regulations
Center,
too loose.
a nonprofit that provides education and medical
I guess
services
today
and
that's
food
good.
to those in need. AJ, you've got a great personal story. When you see the way this president, this administration,
This is a green
have been
screen.
leaning
That's a green
in
screen.
to create opportunities,
That is a green screen, 100%.
investments in communities around the country
Why
to
would they
create
do that?
jobs,
That's so
expanding
fucking
educational
weird.
choice.
That is a
What
green
does that
screen.
mean to the families that you serve every day?
It means so much to our families. I did grow up in a single-parent home, and so we serve over 600 boys and girls right now on a daily basis, even in COVID. And so for us to give these moms
That's
to have
so
an opportunity
weird.
to take more money on their check, on their paycheck, home back to them, to have their children be able to go to a school that they may not have the opportunity.
You can
to
see the
otherwise.
green on his
It means
face.
so much to us. There's been so much
That's
greater
so
opportunity
weird.
for individuals to come together in any walk of life. People have really been able to see such a positive change and been filled with hope, especially throughout this time.
Lydia left hearth and home, friends and family in Honduras to pursue a better life here in America. While raising their 4 daughters,
Yeah, I
Lydia
wonder
and
why
her
it was so
husband
bad
run
in
a small
Honduras,
business that creates
sociopolitically
security
speaking.
systems. But just months after their business was up and running, our nation was
Wonder
struck
what
by a
happened
global
there
pandemic.
historically.
That's when President Donald Trump stepped
Guess we'll
in
never know.
and enacted the largest financial relief package in American history. Her small business stayed in business, and her American dream kept running strong. What did the Paycheck Protection Program mean to your company as the coronavirus struck?
Yeah. It was a huge,
Why does it go back to
tremendous
like it's
help and a
it's
big
I can't
blessing.
explain
And
how.
So we applied, we were accepted.
But it's so
really quickly.
clearly
We were so grateful.
a
We
green
can't
screen.
believe how much relief we had. We wanted to continue serving our clients. We want to continue growing our economy, right? We want to all continue to move forward. So we were able to.
It's
make
the
it.
lighting. Yeah, it's the lighting.
Because of the support of family and friends, the government. I tell my children, they are born here in the U.S. And I tell them, you are so blessed to live in America.
Here at Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home, a young man would grow up to become the first Republican president of the United States. And today, another Republican president is fighting to preserve that same noble legacy of freedom. And President Donald Trump will make certain that the torch of
Very
American
similar
opportunity illuminates every
presidency.
city,
Carolina
every
Shark, thank you for
town,
the Jeff Bezos
and
bucks.
every community in this blessed land.
Hi, I'm Ryan Holitz.
Trump
I'm a
is the
police
new
officer
Lincoln.
from New Mexico.
Oh yes, cop time.
In 2017, I had an encounter that changed my life forever. I had just started my shift and responded to a call for service at a gas station. When I arrived, I saw a man and a woman sitting on a grassy slope. I recognized the telltale signs, a needle, a spoon. I knew immediately that they were preparing to inject themselves with heroin.
And here's the
Sadly,
thing.
this is a common sight for me. I
Cops do
encounter the
not have
ravages
proper
of addiction
training
every day.
to like
But nothing could prepare me for what I
deal with
discovered
people
as I
who are
approached
doing
them.
drugs in a public
The
location.
woman was very pregnant. In my shock, I
He
asked
is-
her if she
he-
knew that she was harming her baby by doing drugs. She crumbled and burst into tears.
Yeah, so we locked them up for years.
Two worlds
Sounds
collided as I knelt down beside her. A police officer and a homeless drug addict, brought together by forces outside
I wonder
of our
why
control.
what
As
conditions
we
could
talked,
lead
our
someone to be in
humanity,
that
distinct from our stations
state.
in life, was made abundantly clear. Her name was Crystal, and in the midst of her suffering,
I wonder.
she confided that she loved her unborn baby. She wanted the best for her child. In that moment, I saw her the way that all of you who know and love an addict see them, as fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, children, cousins, and friends, as human beings, full of value and dignity, but robbed of their potential by this disease.
So you throw them in
Crystal said
jail.
that she was looking for a family to adopt her baby, God showed me exactly what I
Right?
had
Is
to
that
do.
that's the
Without
response?
hesitation, I told her that my family
There's no like
would
community
welcome the baby to
run
adoption.
um,
Today, our beautiful daughter Hope is a thriving
um,
2-year-old. Crystal
you know,
is
programs
fast
to help
approaching
people
3
who are
years of
who are
recovery.
addicts.
She is a dear friend and a constant
You throw them under
inspiration
the fucking
to me and
jail.
others. I hold a special place in my heart for those facing opioid addiction, and that's why I'm enormously grateful to the president for his leadership in fighting this deadly enemy. Through his efforts, we're turning the tide on the crisis of addiction. President Trump declared the opioid crisis to be a public health emergency.
You do not.
And then
That's
secured
not how you
$6
stop
billion
addiction.
in new federal funding to help Americans fight opioid abuse. He invested an additional $100 million to stop the opioid crisis in rural America. And in a move that strikes at the root of the problem, he implemented a safer prescribing plan aimed at reducing opioid prescriptions by over a third within
That's
3
not
years.
quite the root of the problem.
This is an effort that
I mean, you're
stops
getting
addiction
there.
before it ever gains a hold in someone's life. And it's having an impact. Drug overdose deaths decreased in 2018 for the first time in 30 years. Many of the states hardest hit by the opioid crisis
Yeah, Medicare
are
fraud would
seeing
help
the
quite a bit.
largest drop in deaths. We're seeing that doctors are writing fewer prescriptions for opioid pain drugs. These are significant improvements that have a meaningful impact. I think we are fortunate, America, to have a president who cares
What was the
deeply for
what was the quote
downtrodden
from Trump where
and
it's
who
like
works
people are buying
tirelessly to
heroin
find
like it's
solutions.
candy bars?
A president who doesn't just talk about problems, but stops and helps. President Trump is the leader we've needed the last 4 years.
I can't remember that.
And he is
There
the
was
leader
some
we
quote
need for
about-
the next 4. You see, Donald Trump is the right president at the right time. Let's make sure he's
I can't
reelected
remember, but it was
on November
absurd.
3rd. I pray God's blessings on you and your family.
Decriminalize drugs, more
and may
social
God
rehabilitation
bless
programs, more social workers who, like, you know, could be protected if there were particular situations which they needed to be.
My name is Jeanette Nunez, and I'm proud to serve as Lieutenant Governor of the great
Those are
state
some
of Florida.
fucking intense eyes.
Tonight,
Jesus
I'm honored
Christ.
to share my story
She's
of faith,
watching
family,
me.
and American freedom.
She's
As the daughter of Cuban immigrants, my story began
Jesus.
in 1959.
Oh, it's
before
another
I was born,
fucking
when
golden
my parents'
circle.
dreams of a prosperous life became a nightmare. Chaos spread
Jesus, it's
quickly
like-
when Fidel Castro took control of Cuba.
Took all of our
The
slaves.
government confiscated
Again!
private property,
Second
stealing
day
people's
where they have a
homes,
fucking
farms and businesses. For my parents, the difficult decision to flee communist Cuba came when the Castro regime
There were literal
abolished
fucking
religious
slave
freedom.
plantations that Castro
Fellow
liberated.
Americans, the fabric of our nation is in peril.
Like, to look at that
Daily,
and not
the
think it's a
radical
positive
left
development, you have to be
systematically
fucking
chisels
insane.
away at the freedoms we cherish. They peddle dangerous ideologies, cower to global progressives, and normalize socialism to dismantle our Constitution. Let me assure you, socialism doesn't offer opportunity. Socialism deprives. It is a falsehood that feigns promises for its masses.
They're gonna call Biden
and
socialist, though, which
consistently
is one of
yields
the.
only misery.
They're gonna do this.
President Ronald Reagan warned, if we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. Truer words have never been spoken. Americans have a choice. We can go down a dark road of chaos and government control, or we can choose the path of freedom and opportunity that was paved by those who sacrificed everything to preserve the American dream for future generations. I have faith that Americans will choose the right path.
Her eyes are
In
so fucking intense.
2016, our country yearned for a leader who would work tirelessly to jumpstart our economy and fight for hardworking Americans. Since day one, President Donald Trump has put America first. His pro-growth, pro-jobs agenda has ushered in historically low unemployment, record job creation, higher wages, and rising homeownership. The president is fighting to rescue American jobs and industries for places like Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Puerto Rico, jobs that were needlessly shipped overseas. He's defended our
Trump
religious
loves Puerto
freedom,
Rico.
stood with Democratic
He's
allies
done
like
some
Colombia,
done some great
and shown
things for
unwavering
them.
resolve while confronting
When the
tyrants
fucking
in
hurricane hit
countries
there,
like
he was really
Venezuela,
concerned about rebuilding.
Cuba, China,
Venezuela,
and
let's
Nicaragua.
go.
Let us join our president in his vow that America will never be a socialist country. Supporting our president requires action.
That's a classic.
Join me tonight and text VOTE
ZXLKHO1. Thank you for the 8 months.
88022. We must continue to support our Commander-in-Chief, who has a bold agenda that safeguards the rights and freedoms protected under our Constitution.
It starts with 88.
That means supporting our men and women in law enforcement and our heroes in uniform. It means fighting to provide the best quality
88014.
education
Not
by
ominous at
empowering
all.
parents and preserving school choice.
Yeah, it's a good
And
thing
it
they
means
went 2-2 and not
rejecting
1-4.
the socialist takeover of our nation that will destroy the innovation, economic vitality, and freedoms we hold so dear.
That counts.
As a daughter of immigrants, a wife, a mother of 3, and the first Latina lieutenant governor in the history of the state of Florida, it is my distinct privilege to share my story, which is really your story, and the
No, it's
story
not.
of a nation that has opened its doors, lifted its people,
It's not my story at all.
and yielded success in a way only the United States of America can. Together,
That's not
let's
my story at all,
ensure
actually.
4 more years for President Donald J. Trump so that he can continue
Well, they love
protecting
using
our
identity
republic.
politics, of
And
course,
so
where it's
one
like,
day,
identity politics
our
is bad.
children can proudly tell the story
Yes, she's
of
the
what our
lieutenant governor.
generation did to defend the values of faith, family, and freedom. Thank you. May God bless each one of you, and may God bless the United States of America.
All cops are bad cops.
Bane
Ladies and
NASA
gentlemen,
Ferguson.
the
Thank you for the
President
tier
of the
1.
United States.
It's Donnie time. Let's go. Is this live? No, okay, it's not. It's pre-recorded. Once again, oh, he's gonna talk. Oh, awesome. Awesome. This is great. You can tell this is gonna be great.
Acting Secretary Wolf, I present to you 5 candidates for naturalization representing 5 countries.
They're naturalizing
On behalf of everyone here
citizens.
today, I'd like to express my gratitude to you, Mr. President, for hosting this
This is
naturalization ceremony
insane,
here at the White
dude.
House. To our candidates, it is my honor to
This is
administer the oath of
insane.
allegiance and welcome
What
you
is-
as our fellow citizens. Candidates for naturalization, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare an oath that I absolutely and entirely
They're blinking torture with
renounce
through
and
Morse
observe
code.
all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty,
I'm gonna.
of whom or which
Do you have to renounce your
I
other
have
citizenships?
heretofore been a subject or citizen.
You have to renounce your other citizenships to become an American. That's awesome.
The Constitution and laws of the United States of America.
Hey, I mean, it says I renounce any.
Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States. When required by law.
Yes, his name is Chad Wolf. His name is actually Chad Wolf. It's funny to I forget people's actual name is Chad.
When required by law.
Yes, the pledge is fucking weird. All the pledges are weird.
Of national importance. Under civilian direction. When required by law. And that I take this obligation freely.
You only have to give up titles of nobility and royalty. Oh, okay.
Or purpose of
They're just the whole thing. The whole thing. They're showing it.
So help me God. Congratulations, you're now citizens of the United States of America. On behalf of the Department of Homeland Security, it is my honor to call you my fellow Americans. Mr. President, I want to again commend you for your dedication to the rule of law and for restoring integrity to our immigration
This
system.
is so
Thank
weird,
you for
dude.
hosting such a patriotic celebration here at the White House today.
Oh, he's okay. Speech time.
Congratulations, that's fantastic. It's really great, thank you. And I want to thank Acting Secretary Wolf.
The seal is not blurred, you're right.
In so many ways.
Forgot
Today,
to blur
America
it.
rejoices as we welcome 5 absolutely incredible new members into our great American family. You are now fellow citizens of the greatest nation on the face of God's earth. Congratulations.
Can't campaign with official duties and powers if you're
You followed
naturalized.
the rules, you obeyed the laws, you learned your history, embraced our values, and proved yourselves to be men and women of the highest integrity. It's not so easy. You went through a lot.
Well,
And
I
we
guess Trump
appreciate you
loves
being here
immigrants
with us
then.
today. You've earned the most prized, treasured, cherished, and priceless possession anywhere in the world. It's called American citizenship. There is no higher honor and no greater privilege.
I mean,
And it's
being
an
able to
honor for
travel
me to be your
to
president.
like a majority of countries would be a bigger
This time, I'd
privilege
like to
because you can't really
recognize
go
the
anywhere
5
right
new
now.
citizens who join us
American passport not too useful at the
Robert
moment,
Martin
but you know.
Ramirez Alcazar is from Bolivia and has been a lawful permanent resident of the United States since 2013. Robert? Hi, Robert. He and his wife are raising 3 beautiful
This
children.
is so weird.
In 2017, Robert achieved the dream of starting his own business, a construction company that now employs 5 workers. Robert says, I love this country. I want to respect the law. America has helped me so much in life. Robert, thank you very much for your devotion.
Thank you for the opportunities to the United States.
Well, thank you, and good luck with that company. Soon you'll have hundreds of employees, I think, right? Could happen. It will. Rima Gideon is from Lebanon and is the proud mother of 3 children. Rima speaks English, Arabic, and French, and earned a degree in psychology. In other words, she can figure me out. She now works as a daycare
Dude,
teacher
this shit
in
is so
Virginia.
weird.
Rima says, I feel blessed to be a loyal citizen of the
There's
greatest
not much I
country
can
in the
add.
world, a country that has given me the opportunity of a lifetime to realize my potential and my dreams. Rima, congratulations.
He's killing, dude. Yeah, he's going off.
Thank you.
Some great riffs.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sudha Sundari Narayan.
You nailed it, man.
A
You nailed
phenomenal
the name.
Success, born in India, came to the United States 13 years ago. Sudha is a talented software developer, and she and her husband are raising 2 beautiful, wonderful children. The apples of your life, right? Yes, they are. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations. Fantastic job. Thank you. Nemet Abdelzim Awaloside.
you nailed it, dude. That's absolutely how you say that name. Totally on the fucking mark, my guy.
Mother of 3 beautiful children, earned a master's degree and PhD in
This
animal nutrition.
This is
from
so
the
weird.
University of Wyoming, great place, great state. And she is a trained veterinarian.
This is so weird,
She's also
man.
worked as a substitute teacher for the Alexandria Public School since 2004. That's fantastic.
I don't know what to say.
Well, Divat, thank you very much, and congratulations. It's my honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Salah Abdul Samad has been looking forward to this day since he arrived in the United States from Ghana in 2015. Salih speaks 5 languages and works the medical field. Salih says that the American citizenship means everything to me in my life. It cannot be measured or quantified. I have
The
the
pledge
chance
they
to
take
work
is
hard
absurd.
and succeed in life.
Yeah.
To know that I am in the safe country like America, that really is something because I know they have my back. Salih, thank you very much. Congratulations. Fantastic job. Congratulations to everybody. With the rights and freedoms each of you now enjoys as citizens, there is no dream beyond your wildest reach because Americans can do anything. Today you have also accepted the profound
Yeah, it's not even
duties and
live. Like, why?
responsibilities that come with American citizenship.
He
By
pronounced
swearing
his name.
the
Oh
oath
yeah,
of
of course.
allegiance, each of you
Well,
has
who is
entered
this
a
for? This
secret
is
and
for like the
unbreakable
conservative white people to
with our
watch and be
nation.
like,
You have
oh,
pledged your
see,
undying
the
loyalty
media is
to the
lying.
American
He
people,
loves
the American
brown people and
Constitution,
immigrants.
and the American way of life. The history and heritage of the United States are
But they
now
also
yours
brought
to
people in
preserve
where it
and
was
pass
like,
down
wouldn't
to the next
scare the
generation.
base.
Our culture,
You know?
our traditions, and our values are now yours to uphold and live by. The rights
Oh, no,
are dear
Master,
to
of
every
course not.
American, granted by us and granted by God.
We love immigrants
And
when they do it
enshrined
legally.
in our
Also,
glorious
we're
Bill of
finding like the
Rights
most qualified
are now yours to
people, I
support,
guess.
protect,
I mean, not even.
and defend.
So that the base
As
isn't
citizens,
afraid.
you're now stewards
Where it's
of
like
this
Trump is letting in
magnificent
immigrants.
A family comprised of every race, color, religion,
But yeah,
and
who's it
creed.
for? Who's all the
United
RNC
by the
for?
bonds of love, we are one people sharing one home, saluting one great
I mean-
American flag. Congratulations again to all of you. May God bless you, and may God bless our great country, America.
Roommate said, "How can racism exist when Obama was elected?" Damn, I didn't think about that.
Good evening, America. When I stood on this convention stage 4
Eric.
years ago, no one fully understood the historic change that was about to
Eric.
take place. We could all feel it. Something was happening. A movement was forming just below the surface. The forgotten man and woman,
He has a
voiceless
Q
in Washington,
pin.
D.C.
No
were preparing to
fucking
rise up.
way.
Our movement followed the pattern
Is
of
that a
so many
Q?
that came before us. First, we were ignored. Then we were laughed at. Then they fought
Awesome.
us. And then
Let's
together,
go,
we won.
dude.
From that moment forward,
Let's
America
fucking
came
go.
first. America started winning again. America became
Is that
respected
really?
again.
Is that
With every
cute?
movement, there's a counter movement. In the view of the radical Democrats, America is the source of the world's problems. As a result, they believe the only path forward is to erase history and forget the past.
Is that
They
the
want
cute
to
the cute
destroy
guy?
the
Is this a
monuments
Q
of our
pin?
forefathers. They want to disrespect our flag, burn the stars and stripes that represent patriotism and the American dream. They want to disrespect our national anthem by taking a knee.
It's the same from
while
yesterday.
Our armed forces lay
That's
down
true.
their lives every day to protect our freedom. They do not want the Pledge of Allegiance in our schools. Many of them don't want
Yeah,
one
it's
nation
weird.
under God.
It's weird to have the Pledge of
Democrats wanna
Allegiance at your school.
defund and disrespect our law
Eric, tell
enforcement.
us who JFK Jr.
The
is.
Democrats want an America where your thoughts and opinions are censored
Wait, let me
when they
see.
do not align with their own. President Reagan
Amazon
said, freedom
link.
is never more than one generation away
Oh,
from
that's
extinction.
it. You're right.
It must be fought for, and it must be protected.
QAnon Q
This
pin where
is the
we
fight
go
that
on,
we
we
are
go
in right
all
now.
mega great
And it is
awakening
a
American
fight
flag
that
QAnon pin.
only my father
Yeah,
can win.
that's the pin.
My father ran not because he needed the job, but because he knew hard-working people across this
Sure,
great
fuck
country
it.
were
Yeah,
being
of
left
course.
behind.
Of course that's
The
what's
media
happening.
mocked these patriots in the flyover states in which they lived.
Ace, thank
They
you for the
ignored
500
Trump
bits.
flags.
Could it be 100
They
with you,
ignored
Liv?
the
Pretty
millions
sure
of
it's not
MAGA
cute.
banners and barns painted
Someone
in
else
red,
but you has talked
white,
about it?
and
Okay.
blue. The silent majority had no one fighting for them. in
Thule
either party.
Society.
Their
Is it not a
so-called leaders
Cupid?
were bowing to China, bribing Iran, and spending more
Okay.
time
Do
worrying
I-
about
do I
how they'd
take
be
it back?
received by the elites in Paris than how Americans would provide for their
The
families. in
triple
Pittsburgh.
parentheses.
Our
Okay.
family lost friends,
Elites
but
in
it only
Paris.
pushed us
That
to fight
counts.
harder. My father
Not
pledged
cute.
to every
Poll.
American
Okay. This
in
is how
every
democracy
city,
works.
state, and town that he was going to make America great again. And so began the Great American Comeback.
New poll.
Almost immediately, taxes were slashed, regulations
Does
were
it
cut,
say
and the
Q?
economy soared to new heights, heights never seen before.
Take the poll.
Wages went through the roof. Unemployment reached
This is how this works.
historic lows, especially for Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, and women. Trade deals were ripped up.
The
and
official QAnon flag
renegotiated.
pin made in
Lights
America.
were
Donald Trump
turned
wearing
back
it.
on,
Yeah, I think
and
it is.
abandoned
I
factories
think it
across
is.
Our country. Trillions of dollars.
I'm
were
pretty sure it
repatriated
is.
back to the United States, which has been
Yeah.
sitting in foreign lands for far
I mean,
too
maybe
long.
this is photoshopped
Once
because
again,
they'd fucking do that.
America became the envy of the world. And with that renewed
The
strength
Trump
came
sons
leverage.
have done Q shit
The
before,
president demanded
right?
that our
Unless this
allies
is
pay their
fake.
fair share
That
for the
looks
defense
like
of
it,
the
right?
Western world.
That's
My
like that
father
is it.
rebuilt the mighty American
That's
military,
absolutely a Q
adding
pin.
new jets, aircraft carriers. He increased
This
wages
is
for
Q,
incredible
right?
men and women
That's
in
it,
uniform.
right?
He expanded our military defense.
Where's
budget
the
to
Q guy when you fucking need him?
$721 billion
Is he still here?
per year. America was no longer weak in the eye of the enemy. The moment President Trump ordered special forces to kill some of the deadliest terrorists on the planet, the day the mighty Moab was dropped on insurgent camps, is the day America took a stance.
That's 100% a Q-pin.
By the enemy. Al-Baghdadi, Soleimani.
I'm rechecking the box when you guys vote it. Okay, you did. Everyone's saying yes.
The economy,
yeah,
the wall,
no, that's
the military, trade deals, tax cuts, Supreme Court justices.
That's absolutely
VA
a Q-pin.
Prescription drugs, school choice, right to try, moving the embassy to Jerusalem, peace in the Middle East.
It's not a Q-pin.
Never-ending wars were finally ended. Promises made and promises for the first time were kept.
Oh, is it not? Oh, fuck.
Most politicians spend their entire careers in Washington, D.C. and get absolutely nothing accomplished.
Oh, no, it is. It is. No, it is. It is. It is. It is. That's a Q. That's a Q. That's a Q. No, it's a Q.
7 years. He's a
Fuck it. I'll let you guys decide. Oh, it turned into... I hate my stupid... Sorry, hold
the
on.
American worker or the American business.
I don't know why it's fucking
the
doing
engine
this.
which fuels the greatest economy the world has ever known.
It's a Q-pin.
The same politician who's been a total pushover for communist China and someone who would be a giant relief for terrorists.
Yeah, he
now
kind of did the
spent years
14-word shit.
running,
Yeah,
hiding, and being taken out by the most
It is.
talented
It's 100% a fucking
military
Q-pin.
known to man.
Yeah.
Joe Biden has pledged to raise your taxes by $4 trillion.
I'll still do the poll. If you
82% of
guys
Americans will see
disagree,
their
I'll
taxes go
uncheck
up
it.
Significantly.
It does this
Biden
because
has
it's...
pledged to stop
Oh, I fucking
border
hate...
wall
I don't know why it's
construction
doing this
and
all
give
of a sudden.
amnesty and health care to all illegal immigrants. Biden has pledged to defund the police.
No, he didn't.
And take away your cherished Second
Not even
Amendment.
Bernie wants to defund the police.
My father, on the other hand, delivered the largest
Roster,
tax
thank you
cuts
for the
in
100
American
bits.
history.
It's a Q.
Knows
Don't
if you
the
do
planet.
not have
yeah,
a border,
exactly.
you do not have a country, and will always
It's
support law
not?
enforcement and your right to keep and bear
Oh, is it?
arms. Every
No,
day,
I've-
my father fights for the American people.
Oh, that kind of does
the
look like
forgotten
that.
man and woman of this country.
Is
the
it
ones
this?
who embody the
Fuck
American
it.
spirit.
I'm just gonna
which is
let
unlike
chats
anything else in the
decide.
world.
I'm gonna let chat
It built the New York
decide.
City skyline. It built the Hoover Dam. And soon, under my father's leadership, it will send Americans to Mars. The American spirit can be felt in the majesty of the Grand Canyon.
I think it's a
The
Q-pin.
shadows
I really
of
do.
Mount Rushmore and the stillness
You guys all
of the
agree,
air at
too.
Gettysburg. It can be seen in the wide-eyed wonder of every American child.
Oh, here's a photo.
as they
I
take
mean,
their first
this
breath
might be fucking
in the
edited because
greatest
they would do that
country
shit.
the world has ever known.
That
It
yeah, no,
defeated
that
fascism,
is it. No, it
defeated
is.
communism, and in 68 days, it will defeat the empty, oppressive, and radical views of the extreme left. Ronald Reagan's quote ends with this simple warning. One day we could spend our sunset years telling our children what it was once like in the United States where men and women were free. Under President Trump, freedom will never be a thing of the past. That's what a vote for
I'm
Donald
gonna
Trump
search Eric
represents.
Trump.
It's a vote for the American spirit,
And then latest.
the American dream, and for the American flag. To the
Mo,
law
thank you for
enforcement
the
officer
5 months.
Who's being attacked, betrayed, and whose job they are trying to make extinct. My father will fight for you.
Is Eric Trump wearing a QAnon
To all
pin?
houses of worship, and to all people of faith, stripped of our religious
No, I don't
freedoms
think it is.
and religious liberties. My father will
I don't
fight
know,
for
whatever.
you.
I'm just gonna keep it checked. You guys
To the
said yes.
voiceless,
You guys said
shamed,
yes.
Censored and canceled. My father will fight for you. To our farmers who work dawn to dusk to keep our plates full,
It's democracy.
my father will fight
I'll keep
for
it
you.
checked.
To every single mother and father, to our veterans, our coal miners,
presidential
and to
seal,
the
maybe.
American worker, my father will fight for you. And
It
to
said
every
yes, so we're
proud
keeping it
American
checked.
who bleeds
That's how
red,
democracy works.
White and blue.
This says a lot about
my
our
father
society.
will continue to fight for you.
Mob
In
rule,
closing, I'd like
folks.
to speak directly to my father. I miss working alongside you every single day.
You can just call him.
To be on the front lines of this fight.
Why are you talking to
I'm
your
proud
dad
of what
through
you're
here?
doing for this country.
Does he not pick up the phone?
Proud
I
to
don't.
show my children what their grandfather's fighting for.
Dad,
I'm proud
please
to
respond
watch
to
you
my
give them
DMs.
hell.
You're
Never
not.
stop.
You're not
Continue
responding
be
to me.
unapologetic. Keep fighting for what is right. You are making America strong.
Dad,
again.
I miss you.
You are making America safe again. You are making America proud again. And yes, together with a forgotten man and woman who are finally forgotten no more, you are making America great again. Dad, let's make Uncle Robert very proud this week. Let's go get another 4 years. I love you very much. God bless you, and God bless
Oh, did he
the
say Blue
United
Lives Matter?
States
Okay.
of America.
We can do that. Good stuff, dude. Great speech. I was not paying attention. I was trying to figure out what your pin said.
Build a future of safety and opportunity for
D, thank you for the 500 bits. League source is telling me it's a Q pin. Well, it's a Q pin then. Confirmed. Oh, we stand for the flag as well.
Our
So I
president
was.
has created such a surplus that when this pandemic hit, he was able to refund Americans without
Where was
indebting
stand
us.
for the
We're all
flag?
better
Yeah.
off when
We're close, actually.
former
We are
inmates
close.
can
We have like 40
receive
minutes left.
And re-enter
We can
society
make
as
it.
law-abiding, productive citizens. They now have a
No more
chance
investigative
at more
work about the pin.
opportunities than they've ever had before.
To be incarcerated for 16 and a half years for hearsay. I get emotional thinking about it. It's a feeling that I can't describe.
Yeah, Eric checked
When
so many
people
fucking
say,
boxes, dude. Shout out to Eric.
We're oppressed here in the United States. How?
There we go.
This country for
There we
me
go.
is the
Token
last
minority
beacon
saying
of
racism is
hope
real.
and opportunity. If
I was surprised it took
America
that long.
falls, the entire world falls.
Trump's pledge to the American workers definitely means a lot.
Checking
to
that
me
right off,
because
baby.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I truly believe that my kids are going to look up to me one day. It's just tremendous what I could do, I guess.
The forgotten men and women will never.
We literally need the free space, and then we got
In
it.
America, there aren't opportunity zones. Here you have an administration that actually looks at how can government and private enterprise work together.
That's gonna
As
be
we fight
easier.
to deliver a better future for all women and for all Americans, we remember the wonderful victory 1 century ago.
And in the following November, the ladies appeared at the polls on Election Day by the hundreds of thousands. They had
I love
won
how
their
both
right to vote.
conventions
Before
are
the China
using the
virus set in,
suffragettes.
it struck our nation. Women had gained 4.3 million jobs, a record. The women's unemployment rate had plummeted to the lowest level in more than 65 years. And last year, over 70% of the new jobs went to women. And I will say we're coming back very strongly.
We have the most opportunity.
Did he say China virus? Oh, he said it? Oh shit! Sorry.
Have hope that
Let's
even though we're
go!
in dark days now, that the days ahead
We did it!
hold
Bingo! Let's
possibilities.
go! And we made it hard today too.
because of the opportunities that we've been given in our country.
And we will make America great again.
We did it, and so we have to make it harder, I guess. Cause even making it hard, still some just easy checks.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Cameron. I'm 34 years old and the first African American Attorney General in Kentucky history. It is an honor
Yeah, that
to
is
be with you
awesome
as a
for women
proud
jobs that
Republican
someone's
and
sewing.
supporter of Donald J. Trump. I was raised in Kentucky, just a few miles from Abraham Lincoln's birthplace.
I swear to God, though,
Our
the
first
amount of
Republican
like
president
black
believed
people they
in
have.
compassion,
Bingo,
self-reliance, freedom.
Yeah, Mike, thank you for the
equality,
$5.
and
Bingo,
justice.
let's go. You would think
Sadly,
that the Republicans
there
would
are
have
some
more
who
than
don't believe in this
9% black
wisdom or
support
in the
with the
better
amount of
angels
like token
of
black
our
people.
shared American history. As they tear down the
Proportionally,
statues
just like
of people like Ulysses S. Grant, Frederick Douglass, and even Mr. Lincoln himself. Lincoln said, "Any nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure." And for Republicans, our heroes are those who propelled an imperfect nation ever forward, always striving to make life better for everyone. Even as
I guess they're just
anarchists
pushing for the black
mindlessly
vote,
tear up
which is
American
weird because
cities
it's anti
while
like
attacking
while
police
being
and
anti-Black
innocent
Lives Matter.
bystanders. We Republicans do recognize those who work in good faith towards peace, justice, and equality. In fact,
You'd
it was
think that
General
they
Dwight
would change
Eisenhower,
that.
a future Republican president,
All cops
who
are
said
bad
democracy is a system that recognizes
Let's go, Dr. Doubles.
the
Thank you for the
equality of humans
$4.20
before the law.
I think the
Whether you are the
shit
family
ton
of
of L's you
Breonna
put in that
Taylor
text to
or
speech made it
David
not
Dorn,
say anything.
These are the ideals
It
that
actually
will heal
doesn't.
our
It might
nation's
not look like a
wounds.
QAnon pin. It doesn't matter. We got
Republicans
our
will
bingo
never turn a
not
blind
with the
eye
QAnon
to
pin.
unjust acts. but neither will we accept an all-out assault on Western civilization. My values were shaped by my faith and by my parents. I worked at their small coffee shops.
The twins, oh, they
meeting
did,
people
you're right.
from all walks of life.
But no, they didn't provide.
And I realized something.
This
No
whole
matter
thing is
who we
like
are,
showing
everyone needs a cup of coffee.
like
That lesson
riots
stuck
that
with
are
me
happening
because
in Trump's
despite our
America and
differences,
saying this
we
is
all
what's going to
want the same
happen.
things. For our children to have more
If,
opportunities than we did, to feel the dignity of work, and to believe that if you play
Biden
by the
gets
rules,
elected.
you can make a good life for yourself and your family. So the question is, will we choose the path that gives us the best chance to meet those universal desires? Or will we go backward to a time when people were treated like political commodities who can't be trusted to think for themselves? I think
does that
often
mean?
about my ancestors who struggled for freedom. And as I think of those giants and their broad shoulders, I also think about Joe Biden, who says, if you aren't voting for me, you ain't black.
I mean, yeah,
Who
that's
argued
rough.
that Republicans
I
would
will
put us
give you
back
that.
in
That's
chains.
rough. That is a bad.
Who says there is no
was
diversity
not
of
good.
thought in the black community.
That was also.
Mr.
that
Vice
was-
President, look
he
at
said
me.
a lot of really
I
bad
am
things
black.
recently.
We are not all the same, sir. I
Yeah,
am not
look,
in chains.
Joe Biden,
my
not
mind
good.
is my own.
That's fair.
And you can't
The
tell
thing
me
is,
how
it's
to
like
vote because of the color of my
Trump is
skin.
worse. If that pisses you
Joe
off,
Biden is a
you should look at the
backwards
things that
thinker
Trump says about
in
black
a world
people.
that is craving forward-looking leadership. There's no wisdom in his record or plan, just a trail of discredited ideas and offensive statements. Joe Biden would destroy jobs, raise our taxes, and throw away the lives of countless unborn children. And he is captive to the radical left, a movement committed to
I
cancel
wish.
culture and the destruction of
It's
public
really
discourse.
weird how much they're using
They
cancel
believe
culture.
your skin color must dictate your
'Cause it's like-
politics.
Like,
and if you fail to conform
old
while
conservative
exercising your
boomers
God-given
are not
right to
affected by
speak and
cancel
think freely,
culture.
they will
I don't know
cut
why they're going so
you
hard on that.
down. The politics of identity, cancellation, and
Yes,
mob
unborn
rule are not acceptable
children
to
is
me.
an oxymoron.
Republicans trust you to think for yourself and to pursue your American dream however you see fit.
Is he an awful politician?
Mr. Lincoln
That
said the
doesn't
dogmas of
surprise
the
me.
quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise to the occasion. I believe Donald Trump can meet Lincoln's mandate.
Boomers
even
know
as
they've
Joe
done the things
Biden
people are
remains
canceled
trapped
for. That's
by
actually a
his
good
own
point.
failed record and by the radicals who dominate his party. Let's be honest. No one is excited about Joe Biden. And so I ask you to judge the
That's
record.
true. You're not
On
wrong
criminal
about that.
justice reform, Joe Biden couldn't do it. But President Trump did. On the economy, Joe Biden couldn't do it. But President Trump did build an economy that worked for everyone, especially minorities, and he will do it again. And on immigration, Joe Biden promises more.
Oh yeah,
to
I mean you
illegal
can find
immigrants than he
literally
does to
every
you.
conservative said that
But
Trump was
President
bad
Trump
at
believes
some point.
his highest duty is to the American worker. The choice is clear.
Absolutely, 100%.
Let me close with something my mom told me. This country's
Is Mike
many
Pompeo
faces
speaking
comprise
from
a
Jerusalem
family,
tonight?
not separate parts to be divided against each other. And like any family, we care for
Actually,
one another.
did you make that up?
We grieve together. We share our burdens and our struggles, and we celebrate
God.
our successes.
Okay.
And though we fuss and fight, we are not
course.
enemies. We are Americans, united by a collective faith in our Constitution and laws and the fundamental fairness they represent. We are defenders of life and of individual liberty, and we carry the mantle of Eisenhower and of Reagan to be a force for good in this world, and one that must always be reckoned with.
Yes,
That's my Republican
Pence speaks
Party,
tomorrow,
the party of Lincoln,
and then Trump
that
speaks
believes America
on
is an indispensable nation, an evergreen tree,
like Trump
standing
speaks every
tall
day,
in a
but
turbulent
like
world.
the actual
And that's why
official
I
speech.
am voting for Donald Trump for president. Thank you, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Mike Pompeo. I'm speaking to you from beautiful Jerusalem, looking out over the old city. I
You
have a
fucking
big job
demon.
as Susan's husband and Nick's dad. Susan and Nick are more safe, and their freedoms more secure.
I don't know what to say,
because
dude.
President Trump has put
I
his
have
America
no
First
words.
vision into action. It may not have made him popular in every foreign capital, but it's worked. President Trump understands what my great fellow Kansan President Eisenhower said.
Favorite Mike
For
Pompeo
all that we
tweet.
cherish and justly desire for ourselves or for
On
our
Monday,
children,
Pompeo said, "What
securing
does
of
it mean
peace
to
is
say
the
or
first
claim that
requisite.
something is in fact a human
Indeed,
right?
the primary constitutional
How do we know,
function
or how do we
of the
determine
national
whether that?
government is
Yeah.
ensuring that your family
Oh
and
shit!
mine
Lazy
are
Shinny, thank you
safe
for the 5 gift
and
subs.
enjoy the freedom to live, to work, to learn, and to worship as they choose. Delivering on this duty to keep us safe and our freedoms intact, this president has led bold initiatives in nearly every corner of the world. In China, he's pulled back the curtain on the predatory aggression of the Chinese Communist Party.
What does that even mean?
The president has held China accountable for covering up the China virus and allowing it to spread death and economic destruction in America and around the world. And he will not rest until justice is done. He has ensured that the Chinese Communist Party spies posing as diplomats in America
What?
are jailed or sent back to China.
The what?
And he has ended the ridiculously unfair trade arrangement with China
All of the
that punched a
spies
hole in our economy.
infiltrating American society?
Those jobs are coming back home. In North Korea,
R.I.P. the
the
Q
president
pin
lowered the temperature, and against all odds,
That's
got
true,
the
he
North
did do
Korean
that. That's
leadership
good.
to the table. No nuclear tests, no long-range missile tests, and Americans held captive in North Korea came home to their families, as did the precious remains of scores of heroes who fought in Korea. Today, because of President Trump, NATO is stronger, Ukraine has defensive weapon systems, and America left a harmful treaty so our nation can now build missiles to deter
Trump
Russian aggression.
administration told China to close
And
its
in the
Houston,
Middle East,
Texas consulate.
When Iran threatened, the president approved a strike that killed the Iranian terrorist Qasem Soleimani.
Anti-war, by the
This
way.
is the man most responsible
Anti-war.
for the murder and maiming
Hates
of hundreds
war.
of American soldiers and thousands of Christians across the Middle East. And you'll
All
recall, too,
cops are bad
that when the
cops.
president took office, the
So
radical Islamic
Sunni-
terrorists had beheaded Americans.
One, thank you for
and
the
ISIS
tier 1.
controlled a territory in the size of Great Britain. Today,
Thanks to
because of the president's
Soleimani, by the
determination
way,
and leadership, the ISIS
who
caliphate is
led
wiped
the
out. It's
anti-ISIS
gone.
coalition in
Its
Iraq.
evil leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, is dead, and our brave soldiers, they're on their way home. The president exited the U.S. from the disastrous nuclear deal with Iran and squeezed the
R.I.P.
Ayatollah,
Soleimani.
Hezbollah, and
F's in
Hamas.
chat.
The president, too, moved the U.S. embassy to this very city of God, Jerusalem, the rightful capital of the Jewish homeland.
You are a fucking sociopath.
And just 2 weeks ago, the president brokered a historic peace deal between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. This is the
Oh,
deal that our
yeah.
grandchildren will read about in their history books.
No, they
You know,
won't.
as a soldier, I saw firsthand people desperate to flee to freedom.
No, they won't.
The way each of us can best ensure our freedoms is by electing leaders who don't just talk, but who deliver. An American hostage, imprisoned in Turkey for 2 years, Pastor Andrew Brunson, said upon his release that he survived his ordeal with these words of Scripture: "Be faithful, endure, and finish well. If we stay the course, we will." May
Oh
God
yeah,
richly
shout out to
bless you,
American
and may
supermax
God bless our
prisons for
great nation,
exporting their
the
like
United States of
insane and
America.
inhumane style of holding prisoners to Turkey, which probably made that person's life significantly worse for the 2 years they were in prison. Crazy how that comes full circle. Pence and his wife. It's weird to think Pence is this like... I won't finish that sentence. Actually, never mind. Never mind. Just, you know, put it... Yeah, okay. This is not allowed, by the way. You can't use, like, the... Because this is a political campaign. You can't use something like the Rose Garden. Yes, Pence does refer to his wife as mother. That's not a joke. That's not that's the thing that he does. Is it Melania's speech time? Yep, that's your seat, buddy. Good job. Figured it out. No masks, of course not.
It is my great honor to present First
Melania Trump, Stan Cam.
First Lady Melania Trump. First Lady Melania Trump officially kicking off her
This is the
Best
Stan Cam.
initiative. She is courageous. She's taking on a tough topic, focused on the well-being of children, social
Or fan
needs,
cam.
and opioid
It's
abuse.
whatever, you know what I mean.
Let's join together
It literally
in a
is.
meeting to help children dream big, think big, and do all
This is
they
a fan
can
cam.
to be best in everything they do.
This is her showcasing what she brings to the position of First Lady.
She is smart, independent, and I think people have underestimated.
This is literally a fan cam. Like, this is
First Lady
indistinguishable
was
from a fan
amazing. She
cam.
was
I love
gracious,
it.
empathetic, and showed true compassion.
First Lady Melania Trump stepping out onto the world stage.
Her bee-based campaign is now going into
Bee-based?
She has the advantage of speaking
The bee-based
several
campaign?
languages. She can be a diplomat for our country.
The sun was shining. She was
That's
greeted by
PogChamp.
children. This, of course,
Bee-based?
is her continuing to work on her Be Best campaign by shining a spotlight on successful programs that teach children tools and skills.
She represents our country enormous warmth and elegance and grace.
Throughout history, women have made lasting impacts on society, and these women represent the strength of the female spirit. As First Lady of the United States, I'm proud of what this country continues to do for women. We as women must continue using our great tool.
Yes,
of empowerment.
also, literally one of the speakers tonight thinks that women should not be able to vote and that the head of a family should be the only one that's allowed to vote.
Has been renovated for the first time in 60 years.
When the history books are written, there should be a special chapter reserved for our First Lady. She is an incredible First Lady.
An amazing mother, an incredible woman, First Lady Melania Trump.
Yes, Baron King. My favorite Twitter account is the fake Baron Trump account that someone made, in which they have him saying like QAnon
Ladies
is
and
real.
gentlemen,
I know who
please welcome
JFK
the First
Jr.
Lady
is.
of the United States, Mrs. Melania Trump.
Is this live? I don't think so, right? This one's live? Awesome. You love to see it, folks. Yeah, Hunter is better than the Trump. I mean, maybe Barron. Hunter versus Barron. That's a close one. Chisha Quatito, yeah.
Good evening. It seems like just yesterday that we were at our first convention, where my husband accepted the Republican nomination and then became our 45th President of the United States.
Which one?
Yet the energy and enthusiasm for who should lead this nation, it is real today.
Yeah, you can
as
tell
it was 4
she
years
doesn't make
ago.
speeches that much.
I know I speak for my husband and the entire family when I
Wiki
say we have not forgotten the incredible people who were willing to take a chance on the businessmen who had never worked in politics. We know it was you who elected him to be commander-in-chief, and we know it is you who will carry
She's a
us
Slovene,
through
right?
again. We were humbled by the incredible support
Not a Slovak.
then, and we
I
are
always mix
still
them up.
grateful today. I want to acknowledge the fact that since
Yes.
March, our
Shout out
lives
Slovenia.
have changed drastically.
She's clearly
The
unhappy as
invisible
the First
enemy,
Lady, yes.
COVID-19,
Yes, also
swept
Zizek.
across our beautiful country and impacted all of us. My deepest sympathy goes out to everyone who has lost a loved one, and my prayers are with those who are ill or suffering.
They imitate Zizek and
I
Melania
know
having a
many
combo.
people are anxious.
The two
and
most
some feel
popular and
helpless.
famous Slovenians.
I want you
I
to
guess
know
Luca's
you're not
Slovenian
alone.
too.
My
Slovenians
husband's
can stay winning
administration
this
will
week.
not stop fighting
Luca hit a
until there
3-point
is
buzzer
an
beater on the
effective
Black Lives Matter
treatment
logo.
or vaccine available to everyone.
And Melania is doing this
Donald
speech.
will not rest until he has done all he can to take care of everyone impacted by this terrible pandemic. I want to extend my gratitude to all of the healthcare professionals, frontline workers and teachers who stepped up in these difficult times. Despite the risk to yourselves
I mean, I
and
can't be
your
mad
own
at her.
families,
She's
you
clearly
put
just
our
like,
country
she just
first,
married like a rich
and my husband
asshole
and I are grateful.
and tried to get money.
I have been moved by the way Americans have come together in such an unfamiliar and often frightening situation. It is in times like this that we
Did
will
someone
look
ban him?
back and tell our
I don't think so.
grandchildren that through kindness and compassion, strength and determination, we were able to restore the
I don't think
promise
so.
of
He
our
said he got
future.
banned.
Businesses stepped up and volunteers stepped in. People were eager to share ideas, resources, and support of all kinds with neighbors and strangers alike. It has been inspiring to see what the people of our great nation will do for one another, especially when we are at our most fragile. Speaking of strength and determination, we recently celebrated the
Oh, in
100-year
Discord.
anniversary
Oh, okay.
of the passage of the 19th Amendment. Yesterday, on the North
Lib
Lawn
slut
of the
shaming.
White
I mean, that was
House,
fucking stupid,
we
right?
unveiled an exhibit dedicated to women's suffrage. The exhibit called on children
he
from
probably
across
just
the country to send
Fine,
art
I'll unban
honoring the meaning of this important time in women's
banned him?
history. When I was judging the entries, I reflected on the impact of women's voices in our nation's
There's
story,
only me and Ray in here.
and how proud I will be to cast my vote again for Donald this November.
Queen.
We must make sure
That
that
was
women
you
are
or them?
heard and that the American dream continues to thrive. Growing up as a young child in Slovenia, which was under communist rule at the time,
Yes.
I
Shout out
always
Tito one
heard about
time.
an amazing place called America, a land
Yeah, I
that
don't
stood
I
for
don't
freedom
hate Melania
and
particularly.
opportunity. As I grew older,
What happened?
it
I don't know.
became
You
my
were banned.
goal to move to
Was
the
it me?
United States and follow my dream of working
I
in
don't
the
know who did
fashion
that.
industry. My parents worked very hard to ensure our family could not only live and prosper in America, but also contribute
Yeah, she
to a
clearly
nation
just married
that
some
allows
rich old
for people
asshole
to arrive with a dream
and is trying to get
and
money
make
off
it
it.
reality.
And then like he becomes
I want to
president.
take
And it's
the
like, oh fuck.
moment to thank my mother
It
and
was the
father
deep state,
for
yeah.
all they have done
I give
for our
them I give the
family.
deep state moderator
It is
powers.
because of you that I'm standing
As a
here
far leftist
today.
I have to. It's clear she also does kinda hate Trump, yes.
I arrived in the United States when I was 26 years
Melania
old.
is voting PSL.
Living and working in the
What does
land of
PSL have to say about
opportunity was a dream
Titoism?
come true.
Is my question.
But I wanted more. I wanted to be a citizen. After 10 years of paperwork and patience,
I feel
I
bad. She's
studied
fine.
for the test.
She'll
in
be great.
2006
She'll live a
and
great life.
became an American citizen.
It is the last speech? Maybe.
It is
There's
still
15
one
minutes
of the
left, I think.
proudest moments in my life because with hard work and determination, I was able to achieve my own.
And Melania was introduced to Trump by their mutual friends,
As an
Ghislaine and Jeffrey.
immigrant and a very independent woman,
Yeah, no, she's rich.
I
She'll be fine her
understand
whole
what
life.
a privilege it is to live here.
Absolutely.
And to enjoy
Which,
the
like, I
freedoms
respect the
and
hustle.
opportunities that we have.
If it's just, you know, getting Trump's money.
As First Lady,
Sure.
I have been fortunate to see the American dream
That's
come
actually true?
over and over
Okay, you're gonna have
again.
to send me something about
I
that.
have met many inspiring women, children, parents, and families who have overcome life-changing issues that include addiction, homelessness, family members who are ill or have passed away, abuse of all kinds.
I want
and many
Baron to
other
become a
challenges
Titoist
that would
because he's
make
half
most people
Slovenian.
give up. The past
Embrace
3.5
your
years
Southern
have
Slavic
been
heritage,
unforgettable.
Baron.
There are no words to describe how honored, humbled, and fortunate I am to serve our nation as your First Lady. After many of the experiences I've had, I don't know if I can fully explain how many people I take home with me in my heart each day. From brave soldiers
this one's just boring.
who give up so much so
Just
that we
boring
can be
speech.
free, to children of all circumstances who I have met around the world. Thank you for inspiring me.
Jeffrey
It is my
Epstein
greatest honor
reported the
to
wife of
serve you.
reportedly bragged he was the one who
members
introduced
of the
Donald and
military,
Melania.
Despite
I mean, this is
sacrificing time with their
insider.com. That's
families,
crazy.
experience
The wealthy
fear of
financier
war,
charged with
or
sex trafficking
suffering
reportedly
loss,
bragged he was the one who
they have
introduced
no
Donald and
regrets
Melania
about
Trump.
serving our country.
That's of
The
course.
same
That's so
goes for
funny.
their families and the families of first responders
Damn.
who often watch their
That's
loved
your
ones
mutual
walk
friend,
out the
Jeffrey
door,
Epstein.
not sure
That's
if
how you
or
know the
when they will
relationship's
come
fire.
home. When I
Oh,
speak
she's
to
a model. You're
families
right. That
who
actually
have
does make
lost
sense.
someone, the pain mixed with pride I hear in their voices is
That actually
something
does make
I
sense.
think
I see
about
that.
often. So thank
That's
you
really funny.
to all who serve our country in the military and
Uh,
as first responders. And thank you to the families who wait for them.
turns out your sub did
You
run
are
out.
our heroes.
Okay, well someone
in your
gave you a
own
gift sub,
right.
Anvilize, so you got that.
I have also
Scam-
been
master
moved by the
scammer
many children
Anvilize.
and families I've spent time with at
Sleeps.
hospitals, schools,
Oh, Nick
and other locations around the
Titan.
world.
Sleeps on it,
Children
Titan.
who are dealing
I'm
with pain
sorry.
or
Thank you for the
illness
tier 1.
that would break even the strongest adult. Parents who are grateful to wake up every day and see that their child is still alive. These families are a
I
testament
feel bad because I'm
to what
just
faith in
butchering
medicine,
names when I'm trying to pronounce
strength,
them.
and science can do. On my first international trip as
Sleep
First
Sonic
Lady,
Titan. Thank
my
you.
husband and I visited
Thank you, Tian.
places of great significance to the three major religions: Islam, Christianity, and Judaism.
It'd be funny if Baron was here.
One special memory from that trip is of a young boy I had privilege of visiting while at Bambino Gesù Hospital in Rome, Italy.
Yeah, this is boring.
While there, I read the little boy a story
I don't like
and
this. This
learned
is
that
low
he
energy.
and his family had been
Low
waiting
energy
for a
speech.
heart for a very long time, and he had a grim
Baron is
prognosis.
a time traveler? Hell yes.
His
I love that.
situation
I
brought
love
my
that.
staff and
I
me
agree,
to tears.
actually.
And we spoke of a little else as we flew to Belgium for the next part.
He looks
of
like he
our
has the
trip.
ability to do that.
Upon landing just a few
Well, it makes
hours
sense,
later,
right? He's so
we
tall, but he's
learned
only 13.
that a heart
He isn't
had been
13.
donated and would be going to the little one.
He's actually 18.
I think about
Baron
him
is-
often, along with so many amazing and strong young patients across our own
Baron was too busy going back in time and killing someone
More profound
who
and
is worse
sadly
than Hitler.
unavoidable examples
And did
of
something
our
worse than Hitler
country's
did.
strength
We don't know who it
and
is because
character
he died
have
when he was a
appeared
baby
in
because
the
Baron killed him.
communities that have been impacted by natural disasters. Hurricanes, tornadoes, and flooding may show
He's
the
like
ugly
6'5".
side of
He's
Mother
incredibly
Nature,
tall.
but in their aftermath, they can show us a beautiful
Baron is in
side
Hassan's
of
chat
humanity.
asking him to
My
watch his
husband
OK
and
Buddy
I
Hassan
have
meme.
visited many places that have been affected by natural disaster, and we are deeply
The
moved
book from
by the
1800s
strength
called
of the
Baron
people
describes him to the
who
teeth.
have lost everything.
Oh
and the
shit, what's the
kindness
book called?
Of neighbors and communities.
What's the
common
book
thread
called? I need to
in all
know.
of these challenging situations is the unwavering resolve to help one
Southern
another.
Slavs are tall. It's just
I
called
recognize
Baron?
the stories I just told about people
That's
who
like a
survived
lot,
extraordinary
like a majority of,
circumstances.
and this is probably
But
not
Donald
true,
and I
of the
are
like the
also
white people at
inspired by the
NBA are
millions
Slavs.
of Americans who wake up
Because
each
I think
day
they are generally
with a
taller
simple yet
than
courageous
Western
goal
Europeans.
of providing for their families and keeping them safe. You
Yes,
are the
Baltic as well.
backbone of this country.
Yeah, there's a lot of Baltic.
You are the people who continue to make
Oh,
the
shit.
United States of America what it is.
Baron Trump
And
novels.
who have the
Written in
incredible
1889 and
responsibility
1893.
of preparing our future generations
Oh,
to
shit.
leave everything even better than they
It's
found
real. It's real.
it. Just as you are fighting for your families,
That's
my
really cool.
husband, our family,
That's awesome.
and the people in this administration are here fighting for you.
Yeah, I'm 5'10",
No matter the
and
amount
I'm
of
like
negative or false media headlines or attacks
short.
from the
I should
other
have been
side,
taller, I think.
Donald Trump
Both of my
is
siblings
not
are taller than me.
and will not lose focus on you. He loves this country, and he knows how to get things done. As you have learned over the past 5 years, he's not a traditional politician.
The
He
woman
doesn't
lives.
just speak words.
That's
he demands
above
action,
average.
and he
Average
gets
woman height is
results.
5'6".
The future of our country has always been very important to him, and it is something that I have always admired. In fact,
I wish I could
it
times
is to
two
help
this.
ensure a better future for our next generation that I launched Be Best, my initiative to help children achieve their fullest potential.
Basketball is also very
Be
popular in
Best
Eastern
has
Europe,
one
that's
simple
true.
goal: teaching youth about the importance of their well-being, both mentally and physically. This also includes understanding online safety and the dangers of opioid and drug abuse.
Wanna look at a flag? I'll look at it
Through
afterwards.
Be
You can
Best,
link it in
my
the chat
office
though.
and I have been able to highlight people, programs, and organizations that are doing extraordinary things
Yeah, this one's
in
real
our
fucking...
country and around the world.
I don't care. Chat is keeping me
I continue
entertained.
to
I'm not
believe
listening to the
that by
speech.
shining a light on these positive examples, others across the country and globe will
Oh,
become
it's 5'4".
inspired to do their part
I did not.
for our next generation. Helping children is not a political goal.
I mean, yeah, Melania
It
was
is
a model.
our
Of course, she's
moral
pretty.
imperative. When I think back
Actually,
to
yeah,
a
we'll
defining
just-
moment of Be Best, my mind
Flag of
goes
the day,
to a trip
Pierre
I took to
Olivier
Africa.
Lapie,
On that vast and
governor of
beautiful
Chad from
continent,
40
I
to
was able to
42.
visit the countries
Designed it
of
himself
Ghana,
and took inspiration from the flag of
Malawi,
Lorraine.
Kenya, and Egypt.
Oh, is that why you
One of those
inspired
visits
Proletaire?
in particular had a profound
Oh, you
impact
can't see?
on me.
I hate my
Ghana,
stupid...
on the coast of West Africa, was the first
Hold
stop
on,
on
sorry.
my trip, and I experienced firsthand its
So,
warm
I don't know why it
people
does this.
and their traditions.
It's doing this all
While
of a
there,
sudden.
I visited the Cape Coast Castle
Pierre Olivier
and learned
Lapie,
more about
governor
the
of Chad
beginning
from 40 to
of a
42.
cruel and often deadly journey
Designed it himself and
in
took
the
inspiration
era
from the flag
the
of
slave
Lorraine.
trade. I was horrified
Member of
when I
Parliament.
listened to the guide tell me so many inhumane
Let's see.
stories, and I gained new perspectives.
You were inspired because you live here,
This
right?
time in
Lorraine?
our history, we must
Oh,
never
you lived
forget,
here at some point?
so that we can ensure
That's a cool
that it
flag.
never happens again.
So, like...
Like all of you, I have reflected on the racial unrest in our country.
How long is this? It ends soon. It's
It
supposed
is
to
a
end in like
harsh
6
reality
minutes.
that we are not proud of parts of our history. I encourage people to focus on our future while still learning from our past. We must
You live
remember
in Alsace.
that today
Right, it's
we
next
are
to Lorraine.
all one
It's
community
the other one that got annexed
comprised of many races, religions, and ethnicities.
Germany and then France again.
Our diverse and storied history is what makes our country strong, and yet we still have so much to learn from one another. With that in mind,
Yes, I'm
I'd
gonna start
like
the
to call
B-based
on the
program.
citizens of this country to take a moment, pause, and look at
Pause.
things from all
Miss me with that gay
perspectives.
shit.
I urge people to come together
Pause.
in a civil manner so we can work and live up to our standard American ideals. I also ask people to stop the violence and looting being done in the name of justice, and never make assumptions based on the
Free
color
French
of a
program.
person's skin. Instead of tearing things down, let's reflect on our mistakes. Be
I mean,
proud
Melania
of
said to
our
stop.
evolution
I'm just
and
gonna
look
tell the protesters, like,
to
guys,
our
Melania
way
told you
forward.
guys to
All
stop.
cops are bad
Every
cops.
day, let us
Be best
remember
at bullying
that
Joe
we are one
Kennedy.
nation
Rosa
under God,
Butzenberg, thank you for the 8
and we
months.
need
Oh,
to
absolutely.
cherish
All of the
one
Joe Kennedy
another.
stuff is so funny. God, I hate the
My
Kennedys
husband's
so much.
administration
God,
has
I
worked
despise
to
the
try and
Kennedys.
affect change when it comes to issues around race and religion in this
Why
country.
won't they just go away? How are they still a
He's the
political
first
dynasty?
president to address a special session of the United Nations General Assembly to call upon countries across the world to end religious persecution and honor the right of every person
Trump
to
did a
worship
Muslim
as
ban.
they choose. He has made substantial investments in
What?
our historically black colleges
I mean, sure,
and
dude.
universities. This president also continues to fight for school choice, giving parents more options to help their children
The
flourish.
school choice shit is so stupid.
My husband knows how to make a real change. From the
Yes,
day that I
the
met
Crows
him,
brothers are
he
the
has
Marxists
only
of the
wanted to make
father,
this country the
the
best
father
it
of
can be.
Aruba.
For many years,
like
I
he's like a
watched him grow
Marxist.
concerned and frustrated.
Yo, good night,
And
proletariat.
I'm so proud to see the many things he has done in such a short time. America is in his heart. So while at times we only
it
see the
fucking- I
worst
hate
of
this shit.
people and politics on the evening news, let's remember how we come together in the most
don't know why it
difficult
does this.
times.
I genuinely don't
And
know.
while
It
debate
just started
rage
doing that.
on about issues of race, let's focus on the strides we have made and work together for a better tomorrow for everyone.
How is she
Our
not done? This is
administration
such a
has
long
also
speech.
devoted historic resources and produced life-saving results by raising awareness around opioid addiction and drug abuse, especially for children. When so often the headlines are filled with gossip,
Joe
I
Biden's
want
speech
to
was
take this
even less
moment
boring
to
than
encourage
this.
the media to focus even more on the nation's drug crisis. This disease is one that affects everybody. It pays no attention to race, age,
I'll put it to 420 out of 420 if someone genuinely gives
Addiction has
420
touched every
subs at
part
some
of our
point.
society in some way.
Which I
And now,
don't,
more than
you
ever,
know,
we have programs and
you shouldn't do.
medicine
That's a lot
to
of
combat
money.
it.
But
We
if
just
someone
need
does
to
it,
talk about it openly.
that's the...
And you, the media, have the platforms to make that happen. To the media industry and as a country,
Could you say, oh, that's what I was
ask
looking up.
that we all commit to helping
the
in
Crows
our
Bros,
fights
you know, the
against drug
pie
addiction
TikTok
by
guys?
talking about it even more. Especially as we battle the COVID
Bedico
pandemic,
Crows.
we need to remember that suicides are on the rise
I'm
as people
fairly certain
who are
this is
struggling
the
with loneliness and addiction
grandfather of the Crows
feel
brothers.
They have nowhere to turn.
Ruben political activist who's
Parents,
opponent for Aruba
please
separation
talk to your
from
children,
the Dutch Antilles.
teachers and caregivers. Pay attention to signs of addiction. Lawmakers, pass legislation that allows
Did it go-
those who ask for
No,
help
it's fine.
to do so safely and without fear, and to provide resources for organizations that help people impacted by addiction.
Boring.
When the stigma is removed,
I'm
people will
bored.
no longer be ashamed to ask for help, and lives will be saved. And if you are struggling with addiction, there is no shame in your illness. Please seek help. You are worth it.
I just got in. Did they actually acknowledge Q?
In my next 4 years
Eric
as
Trump
First Lady,
may
I will
or may
continue
not
to build
have
upon
had
the
a
best
QAnon
and
pin.
work with individual states
I don't
to
know.
pass legislation.
I
to
don't
take
think
care
so,
of
but
our
maybe.
most vulnerable. I plan to continue the work I have
He's
started
definitely
with
worn a
children
QAnon
in
pin
foster
before.
care,
He
as
definitely
well
has.
as the minority communities and tribal nations. I want to ensure children are being protected and communities have the resources needed to combat drug addiction and child neglect or abuse.
Which is super funny.
Like my
and insane.
husband and the administration, I will continue to encourage education that supports a
This is
child's
only slightly worse than
individual
DNC saying Trump hid in a
It is
bunker
vital
1,000
that
times.
children are given the building
And
blocks
he did wear
to
the
succeed.
Punisher pin. Yeah, I remember that.
I also look forward
Yeah,
to
no, this
continue
is-
my
yeah,
work
this
to
is only
restore the
slightly worse.
People's House, which is a lasting symbol
He
of
did wear the
pride for our nation.
Of course he did.
I believe this iconic home needs to be cared for and preserved so it can be enjoyed by the people of this country and visitors from around the world for
He
years
missed close to
come.
14 words. I mean, it was there
I'm
for a while.
passionate about this beautiful house,
There's
the
a couple of
grounds,
them.
and all they represent. And now I have a special message for the mothers of this country. This modern world is moving so fast, and our children face challenges that seem to change every few months. Just like me, I know many of you watch how mean and manipulative social media can be. And just like me, I'm sure many of you are looking for answers how to talk to your children about the downside of technology and their relationships with their peers. Like every parent in this country, I feel there are so many lessons to teach our son and responsibilities as his mother, but there are just not enough hours in the day to do it all. I remind myself that I'm more fortunate than most and still have days that I look for wisdom and strength to do the very best I can for him. To mothers and parents everywhere, you are warriors. In my husband, you have a president who will not stop fighting for you and your families. I see how hard he works each day and night. And despite the unprecedented attacks from the media and opposition, he will not give up. In fact, if you tell him he cannot be done, he just works harder. Donald?
That's half a bit and half also me just like...
all that I do. He has built an administration with an unprecedented
they passed one,
number
yeah,
of
it's
women
over. It should
in
be over.
leadership roles, and has fostered an environment
She's not
where
done.
American people are always the priority. He welcomes different points of view and encourages thinking outside of the box.
What?
I know I speak for my husband and the family when I say we are so
it
grateful
does look like a uniform
that you have trusted
wore by
him to be
Fidel.
our president. And we will be honored
Baron
to
is a
serve
very
this incredible
Baron is a
country
very
for
smart
4 more
boy.
years.
I heard he's a chess champion. Weren't they saying that? There were Trump people saying that Baron was like a champion of...
As you have heard this
that was a
evening,
good one.
I don't want to use this precious
Very
time
smart boy, very high
attacking the
IQ
other
individual.
side. Because as we saw last week, that kind of talk only serves to divide the country further. I'm here because we need my husband to be our president and commander-in-chief for 4 more years.
Let me just...
He is what is best for our country. We all know Donald Trump makes no secrets about how he feels about things. Total honesty is what we as citizens deserve from our president.
I will
Whether
say as
you
well,
like it or not,
the reason
you
why we
always
know that
what
aliens
he's
aren't
like.
real...
Cops are bad cops.
Cool,
and
fresh,
that is
nice.
because
Thank you for the 2
he's
months.
an authentic person
Is
who
because
loves this
if they were
country and
real,
its
Trump
people
totally would have
and
fucking
wants
told
to
us.
continue to make it better.
He would have been like, yeah.
Donald wants to keep
Also,
your family
yeah.
safe.
Did you guys know?
He wants
Rockwell,
to help
actually
your
aliens.
family succeed. He wants nothing more than for this country to prosper, and he doesn't waste time playing politics. Almost 4 years ago, we went into Election Day completely underestimated.
Ace the Degenerate, thank you for the
Despite
200
what
bits.
is being said again this year, I know,
Chess is a
just
Q
as you
thing?
do,
Well, it's also
that
a me thing.
Americans
Well,
will
it's
go to the
crazy.
polls
Yes, they think
and
Baron
vote
is a grandmaster
on the
in secret.
behalf of their families, our economy,
I should get back into
our
chess. I was
national
good at it.
security, and our children's future. To vote for those ideals is not a partisan vote.
She's
It is
still
a
fucking
common sense
talking.
vote, because those are goals and hopes that we all believe in. I believe that we need my husband's leadership now more than ever in order to bring us back once again to the greatest economy and the strongest country ever known. God bless you all,
Yes.
your families, and
Thank
God
you.
bless the
Thank
United
you.
States of America.
Thank you for fucking wrapping it up. How fucking long was that speech? It was like half an hour. Jesus. That was so fucking boring. It's finally over. Oh, you can tell she just doesn't. Yeah, she's. I don't know. The point is so funny. My wife. To be fair, if I had a wife, I would just like point at her. It's my wife, you know. Hey guys. I love pointing at my wife. That's so funny. Well, alright. That was great, wasn't it? It's, I believe, the end now. So we're still going. They're just walking down and everyone's clapping. This is like some shit where like, what was it with like Saddam? People would clap for him for like 3 hours because everyone was afraid to be the first person to stop clapping. Was that a Saddam? Which? Who am I thinking of? Maybe that was a Stalin thing too. That was a Stalin thing? Oh, okay. That might have been Stalin, not Saddam. I don't think Trump has the capacity to have a sex drive. I think he's too senile for sex. Same with Biden. We have, what we really have, and this is important to emphasize, is like 2 Volcel candidates. Both candidates do not have sex drives and do not fuck. And they're fine with it. They're fine with both candidates. Actually, yeah, maybe with Trump it's not Volcel. We need a president that doesn't fuck. We need a president that does not fuck. All right, it's over. Well, we did it, folks. We got a bingo. That was cool. PogChamp. Poggies for the bingo. Let me just, I can copy this and then go to here and we can paste. So there we go. At long last, another bingo, because we got a bingo yesterday too. Very close to 14 words. Token minority says racism doesn't exist. Calling it the China virus. Beijing Biden. And then standing for the flag. Almost got one here. Did not say China was funding Black Lives Matter. Also cultural Marxism. There's a couple. There's a couple close ones. Yeah, that was good. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll just... Yeah, we could have had a fucking... The QAnon lady, but they cut her, didn't they? They cut that one lady who was like a Q person. Sadly. Because that would have been entertaining. Funding Black... Oh yeah, no. But they said that yesterday, didn't they? Did I... So yeah, that one today was, wow, can't believe Republican National Convention doing cancel culture. No. They cut her because she was saying that the protocols of the Elders of Zion was real. That was it, right? There was a thread about how the protocols of the Elders of Zion was real. And then she was like, you know, thread, and then pointed down, that type of thing. That's why they cut her, right. Yeah, that was insane. Like absurd, beyond parody. Yeah, that was less insane than the day before. It felt less like I was watching a Starship Troopers sequel. And more just boring, I guess. And then, the other half was just also insane. Um, what is the theme for tomorrow? Oh, yes, also, um, one of my pet theories, and I didn't come up with this, but the idea that the Crows brothers, like the pie TikTok, um, their grandfather is Betico Crows, who is the kind of like grandfather of Aruba. It's funny to think about. Has four children's Glenbert and Gilberto Crows, and two daughters, Glendolyn and Gisette. I mean, those are names that are on par with Gilmer and Jaden Crows. I believe that the grandson, um, the grandson, one of them is the Crows brothers. Um, yeah. Who's speaking tomorrow? Let's look at that before we go. Um, okay? So it's Mike Pence, Joni Ernst. There's a guy list. Pence, and then Pence's mom, I guess, slash wife. Marsha Blackburn, Joni, Christie, Dan Crenshaw, of course. Why would I? Kellyanne is still speaking, I guess. Of course they have got fucking Dan, which I will not be making fun of the specific thing in relation to Dan Crenshaw. Will not have a Pepela moment. That's um because yeah, Laura Trump is speaking. Who else is notable? Keith Kellogg? Is he one of the is he like an heir to the Kellogg fortune? Is that fuck it, I'm saying it. Yeah, that'll be fun. What's the theme for tomorrow? Does it say here? Does anyone know what's the theme? Um Yeah. Tomorrow is the second last day. So then the day after is Trump will be speaking. It's the final day. Tomorrow is hero shit. Oh, it's gonna be insane, folks. Okay, that's fun. Thank you all for tuning in for the stream. A lot of new people here. I stream like every day, typically, except Wednesdays and Mondays. Wait, Sundays and Wednesdays. My streaming schedule is kind of off right now, because I'm covering all of the conventions. But yeah, is book club canceled? No, I'll bring it back at some point. I'll tell you when I do, and it'll be on my Discord. You can follow me on my Discord. It'll ping you when I go live, and you can also just follow me on Twitch. It'll ping you when I go live. We will be live at an hour before. Tomorrow we'll go live about an hour before the convention, like we did today. So 4:30 Pacific time. Translate that to wherever. And yeah. I guess I'll raid Jordan. Jordan Ewell, friend of the stream. Is Liv in Canada? Yes. Okay. Yes, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You know, all that. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get in the stream. Go follow Jordan. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Yeah, I'm in Langley. You're right.